The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
Good morning. Shandon Cartwright defends pre-election contracts, saying he never made unilateral decisions on any funds. Hannah Martin accuses the FNM of hypocrisy over their criticisms of the current House Speaker. And former PM Minnis says government should consider exchanging expiring Johnson & Johnson vaccines with other countries in need. It's all straight ahead this morning. I'm Dwight Strachan, and this is Morning Blend.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. You know that it's here. It's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Morning again, Bahamas. It is Thursday, December 2nd, 2021. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Again, I'm Dwight Strachan. In a moment, Laverne Gardner will be joining us. Also this morning, it is Disability Awareness Week. We've got an update on these final few days of the week, what's going to be happening. And we've got another drawing of the Bahamas COVID vaccination raffle. And later in Morning Blend Business, we'll tell you what to expect at this year's Success Summit. Kicks off tomorrow. We'll get all the details this morning. But first, it's time for the Overnight, the latest breaking news from while we're sleeping, and the top national and international headlines this morning. In the overnight, Minister of Education Glenys Hannah Martin berating former House of Assembly Speaker Halson Moultrie for the way she was treated in Parliament as she defended current House Speaker Patricia DeVoe and accused the opposition of being hypocritical. Hannah Martin said Moultrie's behavior was egregious, noting that she was even banned from using the words straw market in the House of Assembly. Other current MPs coming to Hannah Martin's support there, also chastising FNM members for being quiet while Hannah Martin was treated, as they say, unfairly by Halson Moultrie. Former Bahamas Public Parks and Beaches Authority Chairman Shandon Cartwright defending pre-election contracts that have come under scrutiny, saying that he never made unilateral decisions on any funds with his department. And also from the House of Assembly, Former Prime Minister Hubert Minnis saying the government should consider exchanging expiring Johnson & Johnson vaccines with other countries in need. Those vaccines are set to expire by the end of the month. The former Prime Minister said this was embarrassing that this was happening. Overseas, Greeks who are over 60 and refuse coronavirus vaccinations could be hit with monthly fines of more than 1/4 of their pensions. A get tough policy that the country's politicians say will cost votes but save lives. In Israel, potential carriers of the new Omicron variant could be tracked by the nation's domestic security agency in seeming defiance of a Supreme Court ruling from the last go-round. And weekly protests in the Netherlands over the country's 5 p.m. lockdown and other new restrictions have descended into violence, despite what appears to be overwhelming acceptance of the rules. With the Delta variant of COVID-19 pushing up cases in Europe and growing fears over the Omicron variant, governments around the world are weighing new measures for populations tired of hearing about restrictions and vaccines. It's a thorny calculus made more difficult by the prospect of backlash, increased social divisions, and for many politicians, the fear of being voted out of office. New restrictions or variations on the old ones are cropping up all around the world, especially in Europe, where leaders are at pains to explain what looks like a failed promise that mass vaccinations would mean an end to widely loathed limitations. In the Netherlands, where the curfew went into effect last week, mounted police patrolled to break up demonstrations against the new lockdown, which is among the world's strictest. But people appeared resigned to rush through errands and head home. In Greece, again, residents over 60 face fines of about $113 a month or 100 euros if they fail to get vaccinated. The fines will be tacked on to tax bills in January. About 17% of Greeks over 60 are unvaccinated, despite various efforts to prod them to get their shots. And 9 in 10 Greeks currently dying of COVID-19 are over the age of 60. Meanwhile, in Japan, that country has retracted a ban on new incoming international flight bookings to defend against the new variant of the coronavirus, only a day after the policy was announced, following criticisms that it was an overreaction. The Transport Ministry on Wednesday issued a request to international airlines to stop taking new reservations for flights coming into Japan until the end of December as an emergency precaution to defend against the new Omicron variant. But the ministry said today that it has retracted the request after receiving criticisms that the ban was too strict and tantamount to abandoning its own people. Prime Minister Fumio Kishida said the quick reversal of the policy took into consideration Japanese nationals' traveling needs. Kishida has been pushing precautionary measures after his predecessor, Yoshihide Suga, virtually lost his leadership position amid public criticism that his virus measures were too limited and too slow. The request had aimed to reduce Japan's daily international arrivals to 3,500 from an earlier level of 5,000, to tighten border controls as the new variant spread around the world. But a limit remains in place because of the daily cap of 3,500 arrivals that's being maintained. New bookings can be made as long as there is room under this cap, according to officials with the Transport Ministry. Coming out of Major League Baseball, MLB plunging into its first work stoppage in a quarter century when the sports collective bargaining agreement expired Wednesday night, and owners immediately locked out players in a move that threatened spring training and opening day. The strategy, management's equivalent to a strike under federal labor law in the U.S., ended the sport's labor peace after 9,740 days over 26 and a half years. Teams decided to force the long-anticipated confrontation during an offseason rather than risk players walking out during the summer, as they did in 1994. Players and owners had successfully reached 4 consecutive agreements without any type of work stoppage, but they have been accelerating towards a clash for more than 2 years now. Baseball Commissioner Rob Manfred wrote in a letter to fans, quote, "We believe that an off-season lockout is the best mechanism to protect the 2022 season. We hope that the lockout will jumpstart the negotiations and get us to an agreement that will allow the season to start on time. This defensive lockout was necessary because the Players Association's vision for Major League Baseball would threaten the ability of most teams to be competitive." Talks that started last spring ended Wednesday after a brief session of mere minutes. The sides far apart on the dozens of key economic issues. Management's negotiators left the union's hotel about 9 hours before the deal lapsed at 11:59 p.m. That's sports, and that's the overnight. Time for your first look at weather. Got weak troughing across the extreme northwest Bahamas and the southeast Bahamas. This is all going to support pockets of showers across those areas while high pressure dominates. Beachgoers should exercise caution due to the risk of rip currents at north and east coast beaches. For all areas today, your forecast calls for variable cloudiness with a chance of a few showers, mainly across the extreme northwest and southeast Bahamas. Mostly fair and cool tonight. Small craft should be alert for gusty winds and higher seas, in or near heavy showers. Winds west-southwest to west-northwest at 10 to 15 knots this morning, becoming more easterly or northerly this afternoon through tonight in the northwest Bahamas, and east-northeast to east-southeast at 10 to 15 knots in the central and southeast Bahamas today. Seas 2 to 4 feet, but higher in northeast to easterly swells over the ocean. It's about 68 degrees in Nassau right now, 66 in Freeport. Highs getting up to around 82 Fahrenheit, 28 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight getting down to about 61 Fahrenheit, 16 Celsius. That's your first look at weather this morning. We'll have your extended outlook coming up after traffic in just a bit. Morning Blend. When we come back, we're discussing the day's top stories right here on Guardian Radio 96.9, your home for fresh news and smart talk all day.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
Technology makes every day in life just a little bit easier. Whether it's for joy, productivity, or creativity, Custom Computers has all the latest gadgets to conquer any obstacle. Imagine automating mundane tasks with tech and living a freer, richer lifestyle, all while staying on top of your goals. The path to freedom could fit in the palm of your hand. Discover tomorrow's technology today at Custom Computers on Patton Street, Cable Beach, and Caves Village through the Blake Road entrance.
We are working to protect our country, our people, and our livelihoods so that we can move forward. The vaccine is safe. The vaccine is easy. The vaccine is essential for every. If we want to rebuild our economy, if we want to get back to our jobs, if we want to get back to our lives, our families, we must do this together.
Colombian Emeralds International is at it again with their super sale of the year. 50% plus 20% from December 1st through December 25th. And as a token of appreciation, with any purchase over $500, you will receive a fabulous gift while supplies last. Visit any of our locations, Rawson Square, Paradise Island, and in Freeport, Port Lucaya Marketplace. Some restrictions apply. Sales on selected items.
Wake up today. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. You know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. 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 Wake up, wake up. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. You know that it's the start of the end of the old.
Cash is what we have been using for generations, but it's no longer the only way to pay or receive money. That is great news for business owners. I'm Lasagna Misick, Managing Director at RBC Royal Bank, encouraging you to find out how going cashless can benefit your business with faster transactions and settlements, better cash flow management, plus reduced risk of theft. Learn more at rbc.com/Caribbean/go cashless. RBC Royal Bank, banking reimagined.
Janae's Christmas Wonderland is open under the Big Tent. Get 20 to 50% off selected Christmas restrictions apply. Trees in pink, frosted green or white in a variety of sizes. LED and laser lights, a large variety of tree ornaments, lighted angels, saddle tree toppers, bright and lively colored Christmas balls, garlands, wreaths, red and white string cranberry, shoe skirts, stockings, and lots more. Add flowers, picks, and decorative mesh to brighten up your home or office this holiday season. And don't forget the toys at Janae's Chesapeake Road. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Janae's Limited. WhatsApp 817-3295. Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Street, has those hard-to-find fasteners for you right now. You can find stainless steel regular hex, carriage bolts, galvanized bolts, threaded rods, nails, self-tap screws, sex bolts, anchor bolts, turnbuckles, masonry tools, hand tools, and weed whacker strings. Check out the rope selection and carved body fasteners, too. Special orders are welcome. It's your #1 fastener store. Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Streets. Call 3276.
You can win. You can win. Everybody can win with Esso this Christmas. Win with Esso every week in the Fill Up and Win this Christmas promotion. Simply spend $25 or more in fuel, write your name, email, and telephone number on the back of your receipt, and drop it in the entry box provided for your chance to win loads of weekly prizes. Promotion ends December 22nd, 2021. Terms and conditions apply. Visit bettergasmileage.com/fill-up-and-win for more details. The Esso brand is a trademark of ExxonMobil Corporation and is used under license.
The Bahamas welcomes its newest and best savings store. It's discounts galore. From discounted cleaning products to discounted disposable products to discounted health, personal, and skincare products. For those new mothers, we have specially discounted baby accessories. And finally, just in time for Christmas, discounted toys and novelty items. Conveniently located on Mackey Street opposite Carey's Fabric Store. Yes, at Discounts Galore, your savings store.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. You know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning, Blair on Guardian Radio 96.9. We are streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for smart devices. We're also on your televisions on Cable Bahamas Channel 969 and BTC Flow Channel 612. You can tweet us at MorningBlend969 or Facebook.com/MorningBlend969. Text us on the Guardian Radio text line, powered by BTC, 4224796. Standard text rate supply. Coming up this morning, we've got more weather and traffic. And in our discussions this morning, we're going to be giving you the latest on Disability Awareness Week. That's this week. And some other events that are taking place. Just an update on that. And we've got another drawing of the Bahamas COVID vaccination raffle. And then later in Morning Blend Business, we're going to be talking about the upcoming Success Summit 2021 that begins tomorrow, actually. We're going to get some details about that and more on what it takes to be a successful leader. That's what we're going to be talking about, so that's coming up. But once again, I'm Dwight Strachan. Joining me now, Laverne Gardner. Laverne Gardner, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing well. Hope you are as well.
Yes, I am.
Wonderful. How are things up there in Grand Bahama? You having some comfortable weather?
I'm not sure.
Wow. What?
I'm not in Grand Bahama.
Oh, well, look at you. Okay, look at me being presumptuous. Oh, okay. Are you going to tell us where you are? That's the secret.
It's a secret.
Okay. All right. Cool. You're not in Nassau, eh?
No, if I was in Nassau, I'd be in studio.
And you'd come to see me, of course.
Absolutely.
Of course. Right.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good. That's good. Well, apparently they are having some comfortable weather in Grand Bahama. But
yes, they are.
All right. Anyway, always a pleasure. No matter where in the world you are, it's always a pleasure to be talking with you. Thanks so much.
Likewise.
All right. So let's get into it. Let's get into what's in the news today. In the news, quite a few interesting stories coming out of the House of Assembly. We're going to talk about some of these in depth and talk about some of these in not so much depth. But a lot of people have been commenting on the new speaker, Patricia DeVoe, and her style. Many are praising it, and others are saying you need to calm down. But that seems to be what we say about all the speakers. They get that a lot about everybody. Right? But anyway, we're going to get to the speaker in just a bit. The headline in the Nassau Guardian, though, Cartwright defends pre-election contracts. During the supplemental budget debate, the Davis administration, the MPs and those in the cabinet have been highlighting all of the, eyebrow-raising contracts they've discovered, information they've discovered since coming to office, and questioning a lot of these things, and saying they will continue to scrutinize these. And some have Shandon Cartwright as the former Bahamas Public Parks and Beaches Authority executive chairman is also coming under fire. He said last night, though, that he will not allow his integrity to be placed in the political crosshairs, whether from without or within. Our Travis Cartwright Carroll writing about this today. Cartwright has come under fire after the Davis administration revealed that the projected expenditure of the authority increased by nearly 150% in the months leading up to the September 16th general election due to the award of contracts. Prime Minister Philip Davis slammed the former Minutes administration over this, quote, reckless and irresponsible decision and vowed that they will, quote, be held to account. But Cartwright says he never acted recklessly during his tenure. He said in the House yesterday, quote, let me state for the record, I will not be used by any intent to put my integrity in the political crosshairs, whether from without or within, nor will I allow the efforts of hardworking public servants to be used as political fodder. From what we were tasked with, the Bahamian people benefited greatly. The issue of the award of contracts at the authority surfaced 2 weeks ago. As you may recall, Minister of Public Works Alfred Sayers says there was a, quote, rash of contracts issued by the authority and that some were issued without board approval. On Monday, Davis said the authority's budget increased from 15.2 million rather, to a projected $37 million. Davis talked about this in the House saying, quote, I want that to sink in for a moment when he brought it up. And he went on to say that some of the contracts were awarded to clean middle and high-end subdivisions like Wedge, just to name a few. And there was a lot of jeering when that was announced in the House. So before I go on, I just want to ask a question. So what does that mean? That those areas don't need to be cleaned?
I just was about to ask you that. Like, so what's the problem?
They rich, so don't let them do that themselves. Okay, just asking. Okay, that's how we roll. That's cool. That's cool. Cartwright said last night that he wanted to bring clarity to the matter. He said, quote, I was never moved by the weight of my office to act recklessly. I used my discretion and authority discriminately. My team and I worked to improve things and processes as best as we could. My ego did not agitate any cause of action that did not involve seeking clarity and clearance from those in the official decision-making and approval process. He said that at every interval where additional funds were needed, the requisite and appropriate authorities were made aware of such needs and discussions would be had. He said official requisitions were sent outlining functional necessities and the funding needed to address those needs. Okay. He said a lot more. Then he went on to say, quote, this member never operated in a silo, never was an island unto myself, never in a clandestine manner. While it is totally acceptable to consider the process through which additional funding was approved and acquired, there is no denying that the culmination of the approval process resulted in thousands of Bahamians, F&Ms, PLPs, unaffiliated, many who have lost jobs due to this pandemic and now are able to feed their families, pay light bills, and acquire their life-saving medicine. Okay. So let's get your response to this here. What do you make of it?
Why should we respond, Dwight? No, I'm serious.
If you feel the need to. If you feel the need to.
What I mean is, you listen, I read these reports, read the news, hear it on the news. This is what happens every time the government changes. Every time there is an election and the government changes, this is what happens. Contracts are questioned. People are sent home. You have all of these things, and at the end of the day, nothing really happens. And then 5 years from now, if the government changes, we're going to have the same thing. Yep. We're going to have questioned, this was being spent, that was being spent. This one was given a contract on the eve of election.
Yeah.
But there's no real change, and there are really no policies in place to affect change. And it's because I believe that it is intentional. So that everyone who serves has the opportunity to do whatever it is that they want to do.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I'm over the aha moments. I'm over the look what happened here. Okay, this happened. What are we going to do about it? We're going to talk about it for a week or two. We're going to use it to throw in who's ever faced in question. We'll use it in the House to throw jeers back and forth. And then we'll just keep moving along.
Yeah. And, this discussions, everything relates to that now,
exactly.
It seems. This is such a waste of time in the House of Assembly to be
right.
These should be done at the local level, and
Absolutely.
You can manage those things a little bit better on a local level, I believe, as opposed to, right?
But,
degrees of separation with
But, it's the divesting of power. Because even in the other islands where there is local government, how much power do they really have?
Very little.
Exactly. So, it speaks to divesting power.
Yeah.
And, it's a lot of power and a few people want it.
Yeah. I also want to say now, the jump in the money being spent before the election, interesting, sure. But, before the election, and we know we were being used, of course, but before the election, stained, manicured. But have you noticed, I don't know if it's the same situation in Grand Bahama, but a whole bunch of stuff is overgrown now. And I know some people are saying they're waiting to get their issue with their contract settled, as they're not. We have someone who's been calling us to say that they haven't been paid as they go through their contract to see if this was done properly, whatever. But there's a lot of places, a lot of verges are very much overgrown at the moment. And so much for governments being continuous. This is crazy what happens here. And you wonder how much longer this is going to go on.
Well, we're not experiencing that. Because primarily,
the port. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Foolish.
And regardless of who the government is, especially in the Freeport Lucaya area, it's maintained. That's not impacted by the government, by governments at all.
Mm-hmm.
But, everything has to come to a standstill now because the contracts that were given to people during the F&M is now, we now have to give it to different people. I don't think that there is I don't know if the contracts go through a process where they say, okay, we've given this contract to Dwight Strachan. Let's see how effective he's been, what's been going on. Let's go on a fact-finding mission and see, was this being done? Was this being done on time? We just go, Dwight is the cousin of so-and-so MP, and he got this contract. And so now it's time to take it from him so that I can give it to my cousin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's a fun seesaw game.
Right. That's really all it is. And we are the Bohemian pawns at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
We're the pawns.
All right, we've got some calls coming in, and you can call in as well. 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Tweet us at morningblend969 or facebook.com/morningblend969. Text us 422-4796. Caller, good morning. You're on Morning Blend.
Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Yeah, pertaining to the story which I was speaking about, I think that the majority of the elected officials, be it whatever political party, especially when they was in the government, they know what the deal is when it comes to the election. The majority of Bahamian people know what happens to an election time. It ain't no secret that the government, whichever political party in charge of the government, in charge of the consolidated fund, they go on these extra wild spending spree leading up to the election. No matter how much they try to get up and justify whichever party was after the election, oh, we didn't do this, we followed this and we followed that. We know it isn't true. So the Davis administration, they just like all the others before to make a difference and First and foremost, we need a fixed election date. First and foremost, we need the persons who are appointed to these executive chairmen and chairmen of these various boards to follow the rules and the laws that govern issuance of contract. We have those things in place, Every audit done by the Auditor General of any government department, you could go back 30 years, you will see the same problem. Procedures wasn't followed in the issuance of contracts, irrespective of which political body being in power. We have a bunch of laws. The reason they go to Parliament, the main reason they go into Parliament is to pass laws. That's the main reason for being in Parliament, to pass laws, not only to affect the ordinary citizen, but also to affect those persons who are passing the laws, because nobody is above the law. And this thing with them spending our money indiscriminately leading up to the election, then pretend like they didn't do it. You see, that's the part which really makes me laugh. They just pretend like they didn't do it, when all the evidence is right there. Okay?
Yeah.
You could tell leading up to the election. As the person who works, my job helps me on the streets. So I see the extra activity during the election time, people cleaning purchase in the various political shirts. I saw it with my own eyes.
Yes.
And all the government was in power with got voted out. You saw the supporters who just got gone just a couple of days before the election in their political shirts, cleaning purchase, doing this, doing the next thing. Now, we have laws in place. The problem is we don't enforce nothing, and there's no consequences for the persons who violate these various laws. And until there's starting to be some real consequences where you be required, because you misappropriate the money if you didn't follow the proper channels. You didn't have the authority to do it. Issue a contract, and you didn't follow the proper procedures, the proper laws. You should be held accountable financially. And until we start doing that, we continue to have the same old cycle. Every time the government can, the next party will win, go to Parliament and act like this fake-o trade, I call it. Just fake-o trade.
Yeah, thank you so much. Appreciate it. That you are absolutely correct. Thank you, caller. Some text messages here. Someone says, I see, remember under Brave, the airport road was never cleaned, and Rollins took him to task, and Brave said he didn't have time for that. If there's one difference between the two parties, it is one cleans this dirty island and the other doesn't. We are in for a dirty 5 years. Wow. Hell. Another one here. Are the mentioned subdivisions, I guess this is Blair and what was the other one, Westridge, are they private or public? If the former, then, well, now what do you mean? Private. Oh, see, this is gonna get. Are they private? I mean, and public. What is public? You mean by government built? Is that what you mean? Because I don't know if we have this private public thing. If you're a gated community and you have a management, that's something different. But if you aren't a government subdivision, does that mean that you're private? That doesn't mean that. What is? Come on now. They're not gated. So what's supposed to happen? What do you all? It's the responsibility of whichever authority is responsible for maintaining cleanliness on the streets, all the departments, they have to do that. It's not a gated community. So private public doesn't come into this.
But even if it isn't a gated community, Dwight, is there a situation where if a particular developer, they build a subdivision or a housing community, are they not responsible for ensuring that the main thoroughfares, the streets in that subdivision, aren't they responsible for making sure that that's kept, the grass is cut in the main areas and all of that?
It seems after the majority of the lots are sold, that doesn't come into being anymore. Those companies just disappear.
What happens. Because that's what happens here. I don't live in a gated community, but I do live in an area that a private developer owns, and they are the ones who cut the grass in the main, the ones who, they go around and they pick up the trash on the main roads.
Oh, okay.
Not, just like when people have littered. So I don't know. It doesn't work
Y'all
like
are in
that.
a different world. That's a different part of the Bahamas, the other side of the Bahamas. We don't have that.
Well, I think that's what's supposed to happen. That when
Is
a
it?
developer, I believe that when a developer, if you get a parcel, tracts of land, and you're building a division, you're building Strawn's Heights, you should be responsible.
Oh yes.
For
like I tell you, around
the
here.
main areas.
Oh, when I'm building Strachan Heights and the people are trying to buy Strachan Heights, oh yeah, I'm gonna keep it clean. But once I sell all them off, apparently I just disappear, and it's not my responsibility anymore. Y'all.
But don't they collect service fees?
Huh?
Because
What? No, you really? You? That's all you know over there. Hey, Freeport. Wow, that's
because
wonderful.
it's not like where I live. This is a favor. We're
Oh
assessed service
no,
fees.
no, not at all. I don't even know why we even say we live in these neighborhoods because you're on your own. You are on your own. So what used to happen? I'm in the St. Anne's constituency. So back when Brent Simonet was the MP, every few weeks you'd see people coming around to do that, clean the
right.
They'd be wearing Brent's team T-shirts. Brent's team. Now listen to that. What is this? What is happening here? Brent's team. So he obviously is the MP, organized, paid for people to come out there and keep things tight. And they would cut the edge of your property that was near the street. So it was really amazing. And they'd make everything would look neat. And once he stepped out of politics, that went away.
But the area where you live, I'm going back to this because I can't get over it. The area where you live,
I don't even think you could call the office.
Developer?
You can't even call the office. I think they might be in the phone book, but if you called it, I doubt anyone's going to answer. I mean, seriously, because I think there used to be a sign and the sign's gone, and nobody cares. No, we're all on our own. If you want your street to look nice,
I don't think that's the way it's supposed to work.
No,
but,
it's not.
You know
how
there are
it
a lot
works
of
in other
things
places?
that don't work the way they're supposed to. And there's really no one to enforce it.
Yeah. What you're talking about is closer to what I think we would love to see. And but again, those are areas where local government is stronger. And of course, you've got something similar, although you don't elect those folks in the port. And so people are held to a different standard. And once local government can handle that in a much better way, because
if they're allowed to.
If they are allowed to. If you have real local government, not jokey local government.
Because if you have local government, but everything that they do, they have to pass through central government, it doesn't make any sense.
Not at all. Exactly. But once they are empowered and they can handle these things, and they know about it, as opposed to you trying to call the MP or trying to call the ministry of something, and then that ministry telling you, oh, it's not this ministry, you need to call the department of this, and then, of course, their phones don't work or they only answer it after 100 rings, you'll never get anywhere.
Right.
But your local government representative, who likely lives on that same street, would know that there's a area that's been abandoned for 2 weeks and nothing's happening. We got to do something, right? But no.
I'm saying even if they don't do it themselves, get on the developers. If, like I said, if you've developed Strachan Heights and you're not cleaning the main edges or whatever, so let's get on Strachan Heights. Let's put some pressure on Dwight, the developer, because this is a community that you said that you wanted to develop with all these illustrious plans, and this is what's going to happen.
You're funny. You're funny. You need to come spend some time in your Providence and see how it works. How this part of the Bahamas works. Yeah, people love to put their names on these subdivisions, but I tell you, once they've sold the majority of those lots, the people are on their own. That's why everyone needs to know their MP so intimately, because what are we doing out here? Anyway, let's take this call. Caller, you are on the air.
Hey, good morning, Dwight and Laverne.
Hi.
Morning.
Yeah, I sort of agree with you too, Laverne. On you, Dwight, because at the end of the day, we need local government. You was advocating that forever, right? Local government, but can't we, after getting local government, could we possibly go in the House of Assembly and then ask some laws that would, bring what LaWayne is saying more in the power, because, I believe the Nassau was specifically left to be the way it is because it's a cash cow, and the politicians this is how they make their kickbacks, because if absolutely nobody sit in the house with them, they see the desire or the necessity to clean up this what we are discussing today, right? Then it has to be beneficial to them, right? And that's all we see it happen. But I really think, right, if we could get effective local government in place, because politicians.
No, it doesn't have to take long. Doesn't have to take long at all. We could do that before the next general election is due.
No, Dwight. I agree, Dwight. I am not knocking that it needs not to be a long period, because it can happen today. I read that. But then we need governance to bring that to that end, right? You don't think?
Yeah.
Because
we do, absolutely. Now this current group, they have said it. They said in their blueprint that they will bring local government for New Providence. But what form will that take? We don't know yet. I don't know if they know yet. But that's what they've said. But of course, we've heard promises before.
Right.
But they say they are going to do it.
Okay, well, I'm going. Like I said, Philip. This Prime Minister, he seems that he have a little bit different outlook, right? I'm hoping that they bring it, and if they don't bring it, then I guess I'll have to wait for my leader to bring it. And
he was a part of the last group. He was a part of the last group that said that
nobody was in no leader, man. We had a situation inside the situation that caused this situation, right? We can, he ain't had no say in that. We had one guy who's still talking right now, and he ain't making no sense. Right? So but yeah, you guys have a nice day, right?
Okay. Thank you very much.
I love that. We had a situation within a situation that caused the situation. That's funny. Again, we'll wait and see, because the thing is, like you said,
if you'd like to make a call,
what form is it going to take? What form? How is this local government? Are they going to look at the plans from the previous administration? Because some of the things were really good if you can get it to work, or we're just going to hire people, some consultants to cut money, and then maybe nothing happens. It's honestly, Dwight, it's exhausting. Because things are said that they know that maybe people are talking about. Oh, okay, we're going to do this. And then 5 years later, still no local government, still no Freedom of Information Act, still no election reform.
Try 15. 50. Right? But anyway, we will see. This text here, do you know why these things happen every time a new administration comes in? Because these politicians are void of ideas and actions to improve the economic prospect of this country and the lives of the Bahamian people.
I think I'm going to disagree with that. That's why it happens. It happens because we allow it to happen. That's why it happens.
Yeah, that is true.
It's not even about ideas. It's what you do. That's what you do.
Yeah, because as you said, we have the ideas, and people hear them every day on these shows, and everywhere you go, when you stand in a line waiting outside a business, you hear people talking, and they have ideas, they have suggestions, they watch and read and have traveled, and they know that it doesn't work like this other places.
And it doesn't have to work like this. It
doesn't have to be like this. Why do we do this? And the reason, either we're not vocal enough when we're around these politicians and act like they are rock stars and are blinded by their lights or something, and we don't tell them what we really think, or they aren't listening. I don't know, but something it is us. We need to say more that we want it, and then be positive about it, because people keep saying every time we talk about local government, oh, it's never going to happen. They'll never allow it. They will never allow it. Who is the they? Who is the they? Did they see what we did to them on September 16th? Right? They have to do what we want them to do. And if you really
Do they
want
know,
it,
Dwight?
well,
Or do they?
if they don't, there are consequences.
All right.
There are
But
consequences.
look at when the consequences come. There are no immediate consequences.
That's
so
how
I
you
can
all.
basically ignore you
okay.
for 5 years, do whatever I
Yeah.
feel like doing.
Oh,
and
yeah?
then, you know, my consequences come 5 years.
At the risk?
Immediate consequences.
Oh, at the risk of ending up in problems. In other parts of the world, there are immediate consequences.
Right.
So let's not use that excuse. But anyway, let's move on to another topic.
Please, let.
We're really, I keep wondering why this person keeps talking so much. Oh my God. Anyway, Dr. Hubert
What are you
Menace.
whispering?
Dr. Hubert Menace again.
He has to remain relevant. Come on now.
Yes, he says the government should consider exchanging those Johnson & Johnson vaccine doses that are about to expire. Consider exchanging them with other countries in need. What? Why not?
You know, like how in the food store when stuff is about to expire, they put it on special. So basically that same concept. Find out where there are countries
that are about to expire.
And they need it right away. Get it to them before December 31st and allow them to use it.
And those countries will know that the Bahamas just gave them a batch of expired.
No, we're not going to give them it when it's expired. It's December 2nd. So we have 29 more days. So if we can get that to them by next week, right? Then they still have 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks before it expires.
Let's make sure we understand exactly what Dr. Menace is talking about here. Our Jasper Ward writes that he says it'll be harder for the government to secure additional doses of COVID-19 vaccines if it allows roughly 20,000 doses of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine to expire at the end of the year. He said the government should consider exchanging the doses with another country that's in need. He said, he told the House Guardian rather, that, quote, we may be placed in a position where we would be discarding vaccines, which would send a very terrible message to the international community, who I'm certain are monitoring our vaccination rates and make it very difficult for us to receive vaccines going forward. The Johnson & Johnson one-dose vaccine that was purchased from the African platform in conjunction with CARICOM nations, we approved a $45,000 deposit. That was 15%, so that was paid already. To discard 20,000 sends a very bad message. When we were in similar situations, we used to monitor our rate versus expiration, and when we found ourselves in difficulty, we would exchange with various different countries so as to extend our expiration date and utilize our vaccines as opposed to discarding them. He said he hopes the government can do a similar exchange rather than discarding the vaccines. Menace said the government needs to ensure that the money spent on vaccines is not wasted. He said it needs to be explored with other territories so as to not throw away the $45,000 we've already paid as deposit we still have outstanding to pay. On Tuesday, Health and Wellness Minister Dr. Michael Darville said the government will do everything in its power to ensure that those doses are administered before they expire. Well, how are they going to do that? What does that mean? He said demand for the vaccine, which is one of 3 secured by the Bahamas, dwindled after the government secured Pfizer in August. But he said, quote, with that being said, we will still be offering some incentives for individuals to get the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. Okay. All right. So yeah.
I'm sorry. I just want a clarification. So, is Dr. Darville saying that the Johnson & Johnson, people's interest in Johnson & Johnson dwindled after Pfizer?
Yes. I don't think there really was ever
I don't think so, because Johnson originally with AstraZeneca, then we got Pfizer, then we got Johnson & Johnson. So didn't it work the opposite way?
Now, remember, I think Johnson & Johnson initially might have been only available for the Family Islands. And when it was available for New Providence, then, something like that.
Here's the thing. The former prime minister made some good points. You don't want it to be wasted. So let's not throw the baby out with the bathwater. I know that we're not interested, let me not say we, let me speak for me. I know that I'm particularly not interested in anything that he has to say. So immediately I'm like, oh, this guy, right? So we don't want to just always dismiss everything that he says because it's coming from him, is what I'm saying. Because he may be able, from an opposition standpoint, may be able to make some good points. And you don't want it to expire on you. You don't want it to impact you because here's the thing. If you are, in the international community, they're looking and saying, oh, you're trying to get more vaccines, but you just wasted 20,000 of them.
Are they really saying that, though?
I don't know.
The US had the same issue. The
But
other places.
we're not. But remember now, we're not on par with the US. And what they can get, countries cannot get away with. That's just the way it is.
Well,
so we can't really look at that and say, well, the US can do it. We're on a different kind, we're not looked at as the same. But but in any event, you really don't want something to expire that you've paid for and that you're going to have to continue to pay for. You don't want that to happen. I'm interested in seeing how the current Minister of Health and Wellness, he says that they're going to try to use them before it expires. How is that going to happen? Because
and incentives.
You can't make people get this vaccine unless they want it.
No, it must be no duty, no VAT. Bring in a car, duty free.
And you know what, Dwight? People still aren't going to take it.
Well, you allow me to bring in a car, duty free, I'll take the J&J.
Oh, gee.
I'll take it twice.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, man. Oh, indeed. Okay. Anyway, what this is quite a quandary to be in. We don't have much time, and again, all of the vaccines.
Well, we got to do something with this vaccine.
The least. No offense to Johnson & Johnson.
Can we use it as a booster?
This is the least desirable of all the vaccines out there. And,
do you think so?
I mean, the ones in the Western world, of course.
I wonder why.
But
I don't know. You think people are saying Johnson & Johnson, they can't get powder right?
No, don't say that on the air. Don't say that one on the air. I'm sure there are various reasons. We all still use many of their products. Wonderful, wonderful products. But
let me just put in the disclaimer. It was just a joke.
Yes.
We're not saying that.
No, of course not. But I don't know what we're gonna do. This is going to be interesting to see.
I don't know why, but I'm trying to figure out why it's the least desirable one, because it's like one and done.
Well,
you don't have to go back.
Immediately they're talking about boosters. They already started talking about that. So we know that's not the case. Not the case at all.
Oh, but what I was asking you is, can you use the J&J one as a booster?
Right? That's a great question. I would like to know that.
So can it be used as a booster? Because there are people who got vaccinated very, very early from when it was first available. In the Bahamas, and then maybe some people traveled and they got it, and so they may be at the point where a booster is needed.
Yeah.
So I don't know how could that be considered.
That's a great question, and we'd like to know the answer to that.
And then that way, we don't lose that because, and I'm going to be watching the clock. We got 29 days.
And like I said, if there are some incentives to this,
the more,
boost us up. Boost us up.
We got to treat this like how we treat
parties.
Milk. You know what I mean? When you purchase the milk and then you realize, I got 3 more days before this expires.
Got to make creamy stuff. Right, everything. Salads. Pour that milk on that.
Listen, I'm going to make a creamy dressing.
I was just going to pour it on the lettuce. But okay. But that's fine. Creamy dressing is way better. Sure.
Right, you think?
Yeah.
So that's how we got to treat this.
Perhaps.
The clock is ticking.
Perhaps. I wonder if they think, what type of incentives are they thinking about? Really?
I don't know.
Get some land nearby where the...
That's not going to happen. Let's just say that's not going to happen.
You got to be
throw
bold
that out
there.
the window. I don't know which incentives you could give. Maybe they'll give like gas vouchers.
Oh man.
Food vouchers. They may.
Duty free. I like that better. You get $500.
Don't we already get that?
Only if you travel. But
maybe
just
local.
Bring it in.
Local.
500. Yeah. Anyway, hey, tell us what you think, folks. What do you make about what Minnis is saying, and about what will we do with these about to expire vaccines? What's supposed to happen here? And is there any way to incentivize folks who aren't vaccinated yet to take J&J after all that's been said? 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us, 422-4796. Okay, we've got a lot of messages here. Some of these are going back to what we were talking about earlier. Someone says, yeah, so Blair and where did they go? Blair and Westridge and Liferkey, they're not a part of New Providence. Now, Liferkey is different because Liferkey is gated. And so, right, but the others aren't. I understand why that was brought up. But just, somebody, we keep trying to be celebrating the, I don't know what I'm saying here. But anyway, this is used as a convenience, right? The difference is in who has some money and who doesn't, and right.
That's what we're making.
It seems to be right, a class issue almost.
Right, and it shouldn't be. This is what should happen.
No reason
this is
for that.
What should happen whichever community you
wherever you are, no matter how much.
We tend to draw those lines
when it's convenient, and it's really not cool, not cool at all. So what? I don't pay taxes and I don't deserve to have my neighborhood cleaned up? What are you saying? What is this? Oh boy. Okay. Listening to you guys, y'all have no idea how the issuing of contracts are done. Right now, we have accountants, lawyers, and many others with landscaping contracts, and these people don't have a lawnmower. I know this firsthand. Well, okay, nothing that we said.
But what does that?
What you're saying.
But what does that have to do with? How do you make that determination? Anyway.
And it continues. And what are you doing about it? You know this firsthand, and yet what? What? We just sit back and allow it. And so it continues. Okay.
Until it's your turn.
Every election cycle, we have this back and forth on contracts. So why don't we accept the fact that this is how we roll, and Herald lift themselves above the fray of scratch back, give me some politics, and bring some concrete change for the people? Okay. Really? Or you could change it. But okay. Well, clearly that's what we've decided to do, sit back and say, let me get mine. This one says here, as it relates to the contracts with roads and parks, the fiscal year came to an end June 30th. All contracts were expired, so those in authority would have just received their budget. So by the time you get to sign a contract, you're ready in September. Some of it was election ploy. To say that some of it was election ploy is unkind.
But is it untrue?
And
that's the question.
Right
it
now.
It may be unkind, but was it untrue?
And after the election, nothing's happening. So.
Because now everything has to be reviewed.
Or that might be for most of the reason why things aren't happening. Or why do I need to do it anymore? Right. So who knows? Who knows?
No, I don't think so, because
my guy ain't in no more. I already got my money.
Yeah, but are you going to continue to get paid for it? Because you don't just want to stop if that's your source of income.
Well, right.
So everything is under review. I'm going back to the gentleman who called, was that 2 weeks ago? And he was explaining that he had done the work. He hadn't been paid because everything is under review. So I think that's what's happening. Everything's being reviewed, and so now it's come to a standstill. And there are no fillers. Like, we don't have people that will say, okay, until this, we still need this done. So we got to wait until it's reviewed and contracts are either renewed or given to someone else for the movement to take place again, for us to see movement again.
Yeah, well, the place looks like garbage. Yeah. This person says if Blair is not private and Bahamians live there and pay taxes, maybe just even more taxes than others in some other areas. Oh boy. Okay. This one says here though, you can be private without being gated. The roads limit, if not conveyed to the government is not responsible.
Right. That's what I was saying. Private communities don't always mean that they're gated. It just means that they're developed by, people who are in government, or the government hasn't made a decision. The developers bought some land and they've decided that they're going to build homes there. Yeah. And they are responsible for keeping those main areas within those communities clean. Yeah, that's their responsibility. And what should happen from a local government perspective, if you have local government, in place, but no, we have central government, is that these people, they should be held accountable. Mm-hmm. Like, there should be cases. Hey, your people are paying whatever. This is your commitment. We're not interested from a government standpoint on whether the people are paying service charges or not. But you said that this is what you were going to do in this area, and it's not being done.
Yeah. Like I said, in those type situations, when the developer is still actively involved in trying to sell, you will see it. In the other older communities, it's obvious that ship has sailed a long time ago. Long time ago. You've no idea where the head office is, if there is. What's this all about? So. This person says, I've been living on Sea Link Avenue in South Beach for 4 years now, and I always have to cut 6 foot outside my yard because the government never came to do it. I see they usually cut opposite me, maybe every 6 months, but never my side. Are you in a different constituency? Maybe in a different constituency and across the street sometimes, a different place. Ms. Gardner is so right. It's a revolving door. Why should we be in awe of the norm? If the government is serious, change the law. The same thing is happening now. Small town politics. Feed the ignorant with choice information whilst they do the same thing over and over again. This one's saying, was truly scared about minutes. He's clearly delusional and was allowed to become leader of the FNM, then the country. Well, This one says here, Dwight, you keep complaining about what Dr. Menace is saying, but you keep talking about what he says. Can you just not talk about him on your show? I'm trying. I'm really trying.
He's always in the news.
He's always in the news and saying something that we can't ignore often.
He's always in the news. He's going to remain relevant.
Yeah.
Because, hopefully, I don't know. He's thinking maybe there'll be another opportunity for me.
What? Texter, I haven't heard you talk about the current speaker and how she is carrying on. Well, we're going to do that in just a moment, caller. So stay tuned. Texters, stay tuned for that. Let's take these calls really quickly, and then we've got to take a break. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Early days of this Strachan, always along with you and your co-host, Dwight.
Hi, good morning.
Dwight, this country needs justice, law, and order. I want to ask you 2 questions on the vaccine, but first I want to say something. Something in which I wanted to say is that anybody, if they buy a loaf of bread, and in this country they're paying tax, because something coming out of it to go to the consolidated fund. Other point is, right, when it comes to the vaccine, the 2 questions I have plus a comment. Who wanted us to send those almost inspired vaccine to other countries? That's my first question.
Say that part again. Say it again.
Who wanted those almost expired vaccine to other countries?
That was Menace saying that we should try to send them to countries in.
Well, that is wrong. We have a standard. We will want people to give us those kind of expired stuff for almost expired.
Well, they're not expired yet. They are soon to be.
Look at the timing. If you go in the food store and you buy a can of something, it's all the pressure already came out of it. because it's almost expired or it's been expired. Okay? We have a standard. And if you don't want people to do the same thing to you, you shouldn't say things like that. You're embarrassing us. Okay?
Okay.
It is wrong.
Yeah,
We don't want it.
It sounds
knowing
strange.
That,
I do
knowing,
admit that.
knowing that it's almost expired, take our losses, like how some people does send us, sells us expired stuff or almost expired. It's wrong.
It wouldn't have been well received here. Definitely.
Say it again?
It definitely wouldn't have been well received here if we learned that these vaccines were from a country.
I didn't hear you. Let me turn up your radio.
I'm saying it wouldn't be well received here if we knew that these were from another country and they were about to expire. People would have an issue, definitely.
Yes, and it's wrong. It's wrong.
Yeah.
We got to keep our standard, man. And people who don't mean us any good, we shouldn't be bothered with them. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. I'm thinking that perhaps they should have done like maybe a little study. I think quite a few people might have been able to tell them that there's going to be muted demand for J&J here, but I think that was the street.
Is it just that? Is it just that it's J&J, or has the interest, the demand for getting vaccinated weaned?
Yeah.
Altogether.
All of the above.
Are we going to be facing the same issue come the end of the month with Pfizer or any other vaccine that we may still have?
Yeah. Let's take another call, and then we're going to take the break. Good morning, call. You're on the air.
Morning, Dwight. Morning, Laverne.
Hi, good morning.
Morning.
Good morning to the Bahamas. Question, Dwight. Earlier when you were, I think you were reading a text with somebody who was asking if Life is Key was a part of New Providence. Were they asking that or stating that? Do you remember that?
No, they're making a point that so just because these are well-off neighborhoods, do they not deserve?
Or they were being somewhat facetious, maybe?
Perhaps.
Oh, because I was always almost not know their geography.
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's why I'm calling to be sure.
Yeah.
Because you know what? A lot of us still say that the Bahamas is a part of the Caribbean, and geographically we are not a part of the Caribbean. So I just wanted to make sure that
Yeah.
You know, okay. I just wanted to check that out. Thanks, man.
Okay, all right. And do we have another one there, or are we going? Yeah.
Brother Dwight.
Oh, okay. Good morning.
Morning to you. Madam Palm, good morning to you.
No, it's Laverne.
Yeah, Laverne, sorry. Yes, Dwight, I don't like the politics, but you made a comment just now. I would like to rebut you. And I am not, I don't know if you're serious with the comment that you make. You're not suggesting that there's not a class issue in the Bahamas.
Oh, no, I'm not suggesting that.
Do you believe we have a class issue?
Well, obviously that was why that was brought up the way it was in the House of Assembly. That clearly we do major class issues.
Okay, I'm in agreement with you. Dwight, let me just say this. I believe in structure. Never will change that because it's biblical. And I have proven that the Bible speaks of one for him and will take him or her before a great man. I'm not trying to just change your subject matter. We can look at Shawnee, Buddy Hill. We can look at Aiden, now who's playing with the Suns. They're a gift, not class. And I have proven if I did not cultivate my gift that God has blessed me with. Man don't give gifts. God gives gifts. And I have proved that. If I had to depend on class, I would have been like a dog in the manger. Why do you think in some areas or some constituency that they feed you with rum and food? Why don't they feed the people in Blair with rum and food? Think about that, Dwight. Are you there?
I'm listening.
Dwight, I'm asking you a question. Why is it that they don't feed the people in Old Fort Bay, Kalani?
Boy, you're going to get me in trouble.
Have a wonderful day.
Okay.
That's the class issue. Why is it that you think some areas are so dirty and nasty? Even, Miss Gardner, I am so sorry, but I want to apologize. Even Grand Bahama is suffering because of class issue. Ann Abaco, class. I have clients in Andrew and in Grand Bahama, and I have very good clients. I tell them they are suffering because of their belief in class. It's real. It's here. It's here. But I would ask everyone, cultivate the gift that God bless you with, because the class issue is going to get worse in this country. Get worse. Rum and food. You feed the fools with them. That's what's happening in our country. Have a wonderful day.
Okay. I suspect, thank you very much, caller. Appreciate it. I suspect it's not, this would be the whole show if we start this conversation, and I don't want to do that today. It's not quite as simple as you're saying there, though. I mean, it just depends on who's feeding the rum and the whatever else you're talking about, right? And what the objective is, because in all of these neighborhoods you mentioned, I mean, if it's a big timer celebrity having a party and you come and drink up the rum, they will be there. So it depends, right? Certain people it's what motivates you, but this is a totally different thing. And so class is a strange word to use there. But everybody's motivated by different things, and you might find groupings in different neighborhoods of similarly motivated people. But you could get those same people you talked about to come out to a place where there's going to be a lot of rum and whatever it is that you mentioned for free. They might not come if a politician is doing it, but if a certain famous golfer or celebrity R&B singer is there, it all depends. But anyway, I think it goes back to what the previous caller said, standards, more than even class. And the classes, the standards, and what's important to you. So we all have, apparently, our price. Let's go to the break. We'll be back. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9.
Give that baby back and forth. Leave other people things alone. There's other ways to get involved. Get involved. Don't be no fool. Stay in school. Let your mind become a tool.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
Coronavirus update. Good morning. I'm Ed Donahue with an AP News Minute. Dr. Anthony Fauci says there's a lot of information to go over from the first reported case of the Omicron variant of the coronavirus in the U.S.
We feel good that this patient not only had mild symptoms, but actually the symptoms appear.
The case is from California. The federal government could be heading for a temporary shutdown. Republicans in Congress are in line to stall a must-pass funding bill as they force a debate on rolling back the Biden administration's vaccine mandates for some workers. Texas Republican Senator Ted Cruz says the mandates are getting pushback.
I have heard from soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines across this country that this is a violation of their rights, and we are seeing our active duty military resigning from defending this nation because of Joe Biden's abuse of power.
The White House sees the vaccinations as the quickest way to end the pandemic. Tomorrow is a government funding deadline to keep federal operations running. I'm Ed Donahue.
Good morning, Blend Traffic Alert brought to you by RBC Royal Bank. And just a reminder of the work that's supposed to be going on in Claridge Road. That work was scheduled to start yesterday, and it's supposed to go on for about 14 working days. And milling and paving work scheduled to take place between 9:30 a.m. and 2:30 p.m. each working day. And there are going to be road closures, and motorists are being advised to avoid the area if at all possible. And there will be allowances for residents in the area to have access. Also, there's supposed to be paving work going on West Bay Street. Between Marcus Bethel Way and Chippingham Road. That was set to begin overnight, mainly from 7 p.m. to 2:30 a.m. And it's supposed to be 3 working days, but it will continue until completion. In your real-time traffic this morning, we've got, as usual, Butler Highway, heavy traffic from Fire Trail Road all the way up to Tonic Blooms Darling Highway, Gladstone Road about midway between Fire Trail and John F. Kennedy Drive. Blue Hill Road, heavy traffic from Soldier Road to the roundabout with Independence Drive, the northbound lanes there, but also further south between St. Vincent Road and Carmichael Road. And Carmichael seeing heavy traffic this morning from well west of Fire Trail in the eastbound lane to Blue Hill Road. So you might want to find an alternate route if you are on Carmichael Road this morning, looking heavy today. Elsewhere, East Street between the Independence Drive, East-West Highway roundabout, and Soldier Road, even well south of that, actually, just north of Sapodilla Boulevard in the northbound lanes, you're going to see that traffic there near Malcolm Road all the way up, and even on beyond the roundabout to the intersection with Robinson Road. Soldier Road also busy for you at that intersection with East Street, and again near Windsor Place. And East-West Highway is busy for you getting closer to Robinson Road and the intersection there with Marathon. Elsewhere, Eastern Road, the traffic's building. Foxville Road and west up to Johnson Road, and then pockets along Prince Charles Drive, especially Prince Charles and Beatrice Avenue, and Foxville Road northbound to Prince Charles. That's what we're looking at right now. We'll have another real-time report for you after the 8 o'clock news. That's your Morning Blend Traffic Alert, brought to you by RBC Royal Bank, Banking Reimagined.
Spreading Christmas cheer to everybody whether far or near. Move to the rhythm of Christmas round here. Enjoy huge smartphone savings plus a Christmas gift when you sign up or make a purchase. Connect and share the magic this Christmas with BTC. Christmas make it BTC. It's the better choice for you and me. Move to the rhythm of Christmas. Move to the rhythm of BTC. Conditions apply.
We've got time for another check of your weather for this morning, brought to you by John Bull. Here's what's happening. We've got weak troughing across the extreme northwest Bahamas and the southeast Bahamas. That's going to support pockets of showers across these areas, while high pressure dominates elsewhere today. For all areas, look for variable cloudiness with a chance of a few showers, mainly across the extreme northwest Bahamas and southeast Bahamas, mostly fair and cool tonight. Small or near heavy showers. High temperatures getting up to around 82 Fahrenheit, 28 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight getting down to 61 Fahrenheit, 16 Celsius. In your extended outlook, a building high-pressure system anchored north of the area will provide mostly dry and stable conditions, while breezy weather will persist exclusively across the central and southeastern islands throughout the weekend. So for tomorrow, Friday, sunny, warm, and a bit breezy, mainly across the central and southeastern islands. Saturday, mostly sunny, warm, and a bit breezy, mainly again across the central and southeastern islands. That's your morning blend weather check, brought to you by John Bull. Believe in joy, the joy of John Bull. Shop this holiday season for the opportunity to be one of 24 $500 gift certificate gift card winners. Follow John Bull on Facebook and Instagram, where daily winners will be announced. John Bull, the joy of John Bull this Christmas.
While it's encouraging that the national COVID-19 vaccine rollout is going successfully, it's not the only precaution to reduce the spread of the virus in our communities. It's important to continue practicing safety protocols, because it is our social responsibility to protect ourselves and to protect others.
Wash your hands for a friend with a weaker immune system.
Only read and share information from trusted sources
to avoid unnecessary panic.
I'm gonna need y'all to avoid these large crowds. You could have loved ones at home who have underlying health conditions. Do it.
Practicing safety protocols is an act of brotherly and sisterly love.
The life you save may just be yours as well as your neighbor.
We will win.
We will win.
This message is from Bahamas and Turks and Caicos Country Office, the Ministry of Health, and the Healthy Bahamas Coalition.
Unlock the value of your home with an RBC home equity loan and do more for the holidays, like home improvements, investments, and build back your savings. When you switch your mortgage to RBC, experience the difference with no management fees, cash back on closing costs, and guidance from our mobile mortgage finance specialists. Learn more at rbc.com/Caribbean/equity loan and experience holiday joy with RBC. Offer extended to December 31st. Conditions apply.
Wendy's and Coca-Cola are back with $45,000 worth of upgrades for you. Upgrade your premium lunch combo to a large or purchase a large salad and a Coke product and get your scratch card for a chance to win thousands of prizes instantly. You can win a PlayStation 5, plane tickets with spending money, weekend hotel stays, an iMac, iPads, iPhone 13, tool sets, washer and dryer set, and thousands more prizes. For details on the Upgrade My Life promotion. Rules and restrictions apply.
It's a different kind of Christmas, but everything is here. Yes, everything is here at Shop Smart Department Stores. 2 locations just for you. One on Mackey Street next to RBC and in the Prince Charles Shopping Plaza. Come on down. Everything is here. At Shop Smart. At Shop Smart. At Shop Smart. Oh, everything is here.
Rev customers already get more channels, more sports, and more speed. Now, we're giving more Christmas with up to $250,000 in cash and prizes. Sign up or upgrade to Rev Trio to win prizes like rent and mortgage payments, trips to see your favorite sports teams, plus up to $20,000 in our Rev Cash Vault. Want to 1-8992 today and ask for Rev Trio. Rev, you and us together.
The Johnson & Johnson vaccine is safe and effective. Just one jab for now offers you protection against the serious risks of COVID-19. The Johnson & Johnson vaccine reduces the likelihood of serious illness, hospitalization, and death from COVID-19. Get vaccinated and help reduce the spread of COVID-19. To be safe, continue to wash your hands, wear your face mask, practice physical distancing, and get vaccinated.
This message has been brought to you by the Ministry of Health and this radio station.
What does Christmas mean to you? What about the joy you get in starting the home projects you've wanted to do all year? CIBC First Caribbean helps you make your Christmas wishes come true with easy and flexible financing on personal loans. Apply online and smile all the way this holiday season. Visit CIBCFCIB.com for more information. Terms and conditions apply.
You've tried everything. ASUS with your mother's cousin's sister's auntie, and even hiding your money under your mattress. But is your money safe? Your Bahamian dollar deposit in a member bank or credit union is insured up to $50,000. If anything happens, your deposit up to the insured value will be returned to you thanks to Deposit Insurance. Visit Deposit Insurance Corporation at www.dic.bs.
Protection for your money guaranteed with DIC.
For 38 years, Strachan Commercial Pest Services has provided trained certified technicians while using environmentally safe industry standard your business. Together, we will ensure adequate sanitation standards and safe pest exclusion methods. Uncontrolled pest problems lead to significant financial loss due to food contamination, business disruption, and stock waste. Strachan provides detailed solutions protecting your business and reputation. Strachan, #1 in pest control services.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Yes,
And we are back here with Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan with Laverne Gardner. So we don't have much time before we have to break for news. So let's read some of these messages really quickly. Wow. What? What? Anyway, this is a text here. How about those J&J vaccines be administered to prisoners? Though that way there is no need for a second dose. Okay. If you're not vaccinated, make a COVID-19 insurance mandatory. Wasn't it Prime Minister Davis that spoke about subdivisions like Blair and Westridge? Yes, it was. And I believe he lives in, doesn't he live in Westridge? But yes, it was. It was Prime Minister Davis. Yeah. Dwight, Christmas is coming. Offer some good incentives. Behaviors like free things, not the alcohol stuff, which might work for some. I'm talking about monetary. Yeah, well, we'll see. I don't know if they've got the money or the interest in that, though, but that's what we're saying. What's going on with the housing project in Prospect Ridge? It's like it's been abandoned. This will not bode well for this current party if nothing is done with this. 1,500 Bahamians way in the balance. Well, did they vote in the last election? I don't know.
Maybe they'll be in a different division. It won't be Prospect Ridge. You know what I mean?
Somewhere else.
Maybe they're looking at another area for them.
We'll see. They're still investigating.
Right.
We got to go to the news. We'll be back. Stay with us. Radio 96.9. We are streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for smart devices. We're also on your televisions on Cable Bahamas Channel 969 and BTC Flow Channel 612. You can tweet us at MorningBlend969 or Facebook.com/MorningBlend969. Text us on the Guardian Radio text line powered by BTC 422-4796. And now at 8:22, time for another check of your weather for today. Brought to you by Bahamas First Insurance. Here's what's happening. We've got weak troughing across the extreme northwest and southeast Bahamas. That's going to support pockets of showers across the elsewhere today. Beachgoers should exercise caution due to the risk of rip currents at north and east coast beaches. For all areas, expect variable cloudiness with a chance of a few showers, mainly across the extreme northwest and southeast Bahamas, mostly fair and cool tonight. Small craft should exercise, should be alert for gusty winds and higher seas in or near heavy showers. High temperatures today getting up to around 82 degrees Fahrenheit, 828 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight getting down 61 Fahrenheit, 16 Celsius. In your extended outlook, building high pressure anchored across the area or just north of the islands will provide mostly dry and stable conditions, while breezy conditions will persist exclusively across the central and southeast Bahamas throughout the weekend. So for Friday, sunny, warm, and a bit breezy, mainly across the central and southeast Bahamas. Saturday, mostly sunny, warm, and breezy again, and again, mainly across the central and southeastern islands. That's your morning blend weather check, brought to you by Bahamas First Insurance. What's first for you comes first for us. 8:25, time for the check of your traffic for this morning, brought to you by RBC Royal Bank. As we've been telling you, work is expected to be going on Claridge Road, milling and paving work between 9:30 a.m. and 2:30 p.m. That's expected to go on for about 14 days. They were scheduled to start yesterday, and there's going to be road closures. And if you can avoid that area, Claridge Road, you definitely want to do that. Motorists are being asked to avoid the area, but residents will be allowed access. There's also work scheduled to be taking place on West Bay Street Road. Most of that takes place in the evenings from between 7 p.m. and 2:30 a.m. That's expected to be a 3-day process. Was scheduled to start yesterday, but if it takes longer, that'll happen on work days. And again, you might want to avoid that area if you can. In your real-time traffic this morning, another busy morning out there on the streets of New Providence. We've got heavy traffic in a number of spots, including Independence Drive, especially westbound. You're going to see that traffic all the way from the East Street roundabout, East Street and East West Highway roundabout, all the way up to Blue Hill Road. So Independence Drive, just a place you should avoid this morning. Eastbound, seeing a little bit of traffic to the roundabout with East West Highway, East Street as well. Blue Hill Road is busy as usual, from especially north of Soldier Road to Independence Drive and further south near Carmichael and St. Vincent. Mile Butler Highway, heavy traffic from Fire Trail all the way up to Tawny Grooms Darling Highway. Gladstone also busy for just northbound lane to JFK Drive. Eastern Road, traffic heavy between just west of San Souci to Johnson Road in the westbound lane. Bernard Road also busy for you, mainly westbound this morning. Prince Charles Drive at pockets near the major intersections. And Soldier Road, just going to be a challenge for you north of Robinson as you approach that intersection with Bernard, Wolf, and Village. Marathon Road, seeing some building traffic as well. And then Shirley Street, as you get near downtown, you'll be seeing that traffic, especially as you approach East Street and between East and Blue Hill Road this morning. So good luck to you. That's your real-time traffic and your Morning Blend Traffic Alert, brought to you by RBC Royal Bank, Banking Reimagined.
BTC Business's new smart solutions powered by superfast, reliable, more versions of you working for you. From website design, development, and digital marketing to promote your business, 24/7 business class support to cloud solutions, security, and more. Multiply your growth today.
RBC can help you wrap up the year with holiday joy with an affordable auto financing package. Take advantage of up to 100% financing, competitive interest rates, extended repayment terms, backed by our mobile auto RBC sales experts who will meet with you safely at your convenience. Find out more at rbc.com/Caribbean/autoloan and experience holiday joy with RBC. Offer extended to December 31st. Conditions apply.
Technology makes every day in life just a little bit easier. Whether it's for joy, productivity, or creativity, Custom Computers has all the latest gadgets to conquer any obstacle. Imagine automating mundane tasks with tech and living a freer, richer lifestyle, all while staying on top of your goals. The path to freedom could fit in the palm of your hand. Discover tomorrow's technology today at Custom Computers on Patton Street, Cable Beach, and Caves Village through the Blake Road entrance.
You can win! You can win! Everybody can win with Esso this Christmas!
Win with Esso every week in the Fill Up and Win this Christmas promotion. Simply spend $25 or more in fuel, write your name, email, and telephone number on the back of your receipt, and drop it in the entry box provided for your chance to win loads of weekly prizes. Promotion ends December 22nd, 2021. Terms and conditions apply. Visit bettergasmileage.com/fill-up-and-win for more details. The Esso brand is a trademark of ExxonMobil Corporation and is used under license.
Challenge for many. Now in a pandemic, pandemic, many more are unsure of their next meal. Through their Feed 5,000 program and a $20,000 donation, AML is working to ensure that everyone has a meal for the holidays, and they're inviting you to help. Now until December 17th, visit any Solomon's, Costrite, Fresh Market, or Domino's in Nassau or Freeport, and Exuma Markets in Georgetown to donate and help feed a family in need this Christmas. No amount is too small. Remember, we're all in this together.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. You know that it's the start of the end of the old
Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan along with Laverne Gardner on this Thursday morning, December 2nd. I have to say, Laverne, oh man, yesterday, Don Sargent's birthday. Totally missed it. And I want to wish Don a happy belated birthday. Hope he had a great one. And hope he got a chance to rest and enjoy it. But Don, happy belated birthday.
Belated birthday greetings to you, Dawn. Yeah. Let me just say now, Dwight, mark your calendar. Yes. December 7th.
Oh, that's right there, right there.
That's next week, Tuesday.
Both of you. Oh, look at that. His birthday 1 week later. Wow. Hi.
You sound very excited.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
I expected a little bit more enthusiasm.
Well, I'll show you on the 7th. Oh, any special plans?
Yes. I plan to hear you tell me happy birthday.
Okay.
From 6:30 until 10 a.m.
Okay, I will do that. I'll mark it.
As a matter of fact, I expect every host.
Everyone.
On that day.
Oh.
To say happy birthday.
Okay. Oh, sure. Absolutely. All right. So we've been teasing this for a long time. What's happening in the House of Assembly? This is getting a lot of attention. More than, this supplementary budget debate feels like it's going on for about a year. Is it just me? What are they? Can we start to making some laws? Can we start to fixing some things? We talk about anyway. Okay.
Oh anyway, no, that's not what we do, Dwight.
No, this will go on until 2022.
Yes.
Oh boy. Anyway, so the issues with the speaker getting a lot of attention in the public's eye, and many having some interesting commentary about it. But members getting up and supporting the speaker and calling out members of the previous Minutes administration for sitting back while the previous speaker carried on. Take a listen to this report from our Jasmine Brown.
Hannah Martin did not hold back as she called the former speaker's behavior egregious, noting that she was even banned from using the words straw market in the House of Assembly.
And that was one of the worst experiences I've ever had in this parliament because I could not speak. I was treated differently. I was oppressed. And so for you and the nation saw it.
Hannah Martin was responding to comments made by Marcos City MP Michael Pintard, who said all members of parliament should be treated with respect. She told Pintard that when he sat as a member of the governing party, they spent a whole day on a debate to name her.
Called people powder puff, attacked the wives of members, and the most egregious language and assault and attacks. But you didn't think to that level. So I'm shocked that you see anything that happened in this parliament post-September 2021 that makes you so uncomfortable. But all of a sudden now you take some righteous positioning on positions taken by the speaker. And the only point being made is there appears to be a level of hypocrisy and disingenuous positioning on the matter.
Before Pintard and Hannah Martin went head-to-head, he and Elizabeth MP JoBeth Colby Davis had a brief back and forth. Colby Davis had spoken in support of House Speaker Patricia DeVoe following a row on Monday evening in the House. DeVoe said she was ashamed of the way members from both sides behaved during the debate. After one of her comments, a member of the opposition accused DeVoe of talking to them as if they were children. Colby Davis says it was interesting that those in opposition who were all members of parliament when Moultrie was speaker did not defend Hannah Martin at the time.
I am here to support you. As a woman, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you in your role as a leader of this House, other person that sat in that seat, and the way they treated and spoke to a female member representative who now sits today as acting PM. And what was interesting is, we look across the room, everyone opposite me was present. I did not see the fight that I saw against you.
Pintard, however, accused Colby Davis of making the issue about gender.
Madam Speaker, again.
I did not say that.
The member for Angliston is a valiant warrior who, in every instance, she felt as if she was being aggrieved, took a firm position, and I applaud that. I think the member knows very well what my position is. What I am concerned about is the attempt to give the impression that the protection that, Madam Speaker, that you deserve from anyone seeking to disparage you, we support.
Reporting for Guardian News Network, I'm Jasmine Brown.
Okay. Let's get your comments on it. Some valid points being made. Of course, Moultrie rubbed a lot of people the wrong way almost weekly. And is it comparable at all to what we're seeing so far with the new speaker, Patricia DeVoe, who's really just been calling for more decorum and better behavior from the members? Of course, many are saying that her tactics, her facial expressions, the words, the looks that she gives people, they're overboard, over the top. But again, is it comparable at all to some of the just completely unbelievable things we heard from Alison Moultrie? Let's get your views on it. And is it all part of the great distraction show that we see every single time the House meets? Again, no real laws have been made or enacted yet at this point. Just some little adjustments here and there. We've got a lot of work to do, as we know. 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us, 422-4796. Let's get your views on all of this. What do you make of it, Laverne?
Okay, so here's the thing. Let me start off with that. Here's the thing. We saw what happened in the previous government. We have these continuous back and forths and, cries of foul behavior or the speakers being biased. Don't we have this every single time?
Every single time.
Right. So what makes what's happening now between opposing sides and between the speaker any different than what has happened previously? What makes it so different? Why is her behavior being so scrutinized? Isn't this what always happens? This is what always happens. Mm-hmm. The side opposite always says that the speaker is being unfair. The speaker isn't giving them as much time. The speaker isn't doing this. And this is what happens when the speaker is someone that comes out of the governing party. Mm-hmm. So you will always have this cry of biases. I don't know why it's, haven't we heard it all, Dwight? We've heard people going to war and they read books on war and all of this has happened. So why is this time so much different from before? Yep. Is it because the words are coming from a different gender?
Mm.
You have to ask.
Oh boy.
Because what is she doing that is so different from what has been done before?
Very interesting questions. Let's hear what our callers have to say. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Morning.
Hi.
First time caller, Dwight. So, Laverne, my
Welcome.
schoolmate, I got to take exception with his saying. I don't think that this has anything to do with gender at all, and I don't think we need to make it about gender. So let me go back. First of all, Glennis Hannah Martin is a valiant warrior. She didn't need nobody to stand up for her. She didn't need anybody to defend her because she put Halston Mutry in the ground when he came after her. And that was apparent to everyone that was watching that. So that's the first thing. The second thing, just how we were all appalled at Halston Mutry and his horrible behavior, it's the behavior, not the person, that we are supposed to be appalled at. So whether it's a female and you are the speaker, don't ask for decorum, display decorum, as well as ask for decorum. So we need to have an expectation of proper behavior from the speaker at all times, right? And if Halston Mutry misbehaved and if he was a disgrace, that doesn't give anybody carte blanche to come and to do the same. As a matter of fact, I think Bahamians, we need to stop making things about personality and about the individuals, and let's talk about the chair. The chair is different from the person that's sitting in the chair. And so let's have an expectation of the proper behavior from our speaker, from proper behavior from members of parliament. And let's raise the standard and stop digressing and getting worse and worse.
Yeah,
but that's my
and
point.
Getting so little done.
Yeah, my point
exactly,
is that
and getting distracted by all of the noise and all of the red herrings and all of the everything else. Let's get to the people's business. We don't have time for this.
But this, Garnell, this is my point. It's like this. Why is this a thing? Because this always happens. So I'm just at the point where, why are we making this a thing? Because this always happens. It happens every time the government changes. There are always issues with the speaker. I'm not saying there's a right, it's a right, but why is it a thing? Why is it a thing again?
Let's make it a thing to say, let us stipulate. So, and they're parliamentary rules, right? So let's find what those rules are. Let's discuss what those rules are, and let's say, okay, this is the behavior that we expect. Nothing else. And let's not let the conversation get diluted by the personalities and by gender. I'm a female. I don't need not one single man or anybody else standing up for me. I can fight my battles through my knowledge and through my defense mechanisms that I could use to deal with the issues at hand. And Ms. Hannah Martin certainly, she doesn't need that, and I don't want that to become the storyline. Because that part is irrelevant. She can handle herself, and we as women, when put in any position, we have to rise to the expectation of the position. And with that comes all of the back and forth. That's par for the course.
Wow. Okay. Thank you so much. Appreciate your comments. Thank you.
I don't think it's a matter of Hannah Martin needing someone to stand up for her. Her point was that when she was being what she perceived to be, nobody on the governing party stood up and said to the speaker or stood in her, to say that this isn't right. I don't know if they said it privately, but I think her point was, there didn't seem to be this outrage on the governing party, so members of the House on the governing party side, when what was going on with her. We all know that, yes, it isn't, I don't feel that her angle was nobody came to defend me per se as a female, but simply nobody spoke out about the behavior.
Well, right. The fact that the behavior was likely worse, much worse than what we've seen so far.
Nobody spoke out on the governing
Yeah.
side. And so my point is this always happens. The speaker, whether they are conducting themselves appropriately or inappropriately, whomever is the governing party, they don't say to that speaker, or they don't say, well, Madam Speaker, or whatever, respectfully, I disagree with you. I do believe that the member for the opposition, you don't ever hear that, right? They are always silent.
Yeah. Okay.
And so this is what happens.
All right, let's take this call. Good morning, caller. You're on the air. Caller, good morning. You're on.
Yes, good morning.
All right.
I saw you this morning.
Doing well. Good morning.
Yes, I think the speaker decorum since Monday has toned down a lot. Because if you watched the House yesterday, it was a great time, and I think it was well appreciated. But Dwight and what's the lady name?
Laverne.
I think the biggest issue right now in the House, there's a lot of those persons that there's some of them second time around, right? And there's some of those that have been there for many years. I think the men have to take a better attitude and approach towards the speaker, regardless of who is it a man or a woman who may be the speaker. I think they need to take a better approach. They got to realize the Bahamian people are watching also. Okay, so it's not only the speaker that they are complaining about. The Bahamian people are complaining about some members of parliament. Their attitude towards when the speaker shouldn't have to get up and tell you your time is up, it's time to sit down or whatever. That should never reach that level. But when you see it reach that level, it's because of total disrespect for the chair. Thank you, man.
Okay. All right, thanks a lot. This person says, gender has absolutely nothing to do with this. The speaker is out of order, woman or no woman. Okay. But another person saying Laverne is absolutely right. It's exactly what it is because she's a woman. Another text here. What? Dwight, to compare and or to justify the behaviors between both speakers is quite senseless and nonsensical. Evil compared to evil is still evil. Evil is defeated by good.
I get the essence of what they're saying.
No, do you really?
Yes, let me tell you why. It's what always happens, right, Dwight? It's what always happens. One side will get up and say, this is this and this is wrong, this is awful, this is horrible. And then the other side gets up and says, but you did this, as if it's a justification. And so I believe that the text is saying wrong is just wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it is.
Okay, all right. Again, okay. This person says here, so are we endorsing the current speaker's behavior because we believe it's not as bad as Speaker Moule? This race for the bottom in deplorable behavior and raise the standards. Okay. What is this text? I can't read that. Cannot read that text. Wow. This one says here, my thing is, in the country, we have been making everything gender-based, and this is the problem. Man or woman deserves to be respected, deserves to live. We need to stop with all this woman this and live as human beings. I'm so sick and tired of the gender separation thing in everything.
Well, I'm going to say this, and hopefully I'm wrong, but I don't think that I am. What's going to happen is that anything really that the speaker does and says is going to be seen in the light of gender. I know we want to pretend that we have evolved to the point where we look beyond gender and but we haven't as a society. And everything that decisions that she makes, what she says, her responses, is going to be judged. I'm not saying it's right, but that's what's going to happen because that's how our biases are. That's the way that a lot of us are wired. And that is what is going to happen.
This text here, I'm really tired of these people making every single thing that offends or not some woman into some anti-female gender thing. Another one of those, eh? Another one here, misbehavior from the speaker. Did the caller listened to Iram Lewis and Dr. Minnis and Dr. Darville. This is par for the course. It's bad behavior everywhere. Stop pointing out the woman as emotional when the majority in there are men, and they're constantly shouting and bickering and throwing personal jabs. No one's more emotional than those men.
This is true. I mean it, and calling for each other to come, come say that to my face and this kind of thing. And so you know what? Everybody in the house, should be named. I will go back to what one of the things that the caller says. We need to raise the level. We're tuned into this. We're watching this, and it's like you said, we can't even have proper debates about legislation, about what's going on, because there's this back and forth. There's this throwing of chairs. Oh, you did this and you did that. What you say to me? What you call me? Oh, wait till we get out the park. Say what? Those are the kinds of conversations. And
almost a frat house.
And so we're making a mockery of the house is what we're doing. But you know what? What's the sad part, Dwight? People tune in for that.
Some people do like it.
Some people tune in for that. And when it doesn't happen, and you say, what happened in the house today? You know what they say? Nothing.
It was boring.
Mind you,
all they did was pass.
All they did was their job today.
Oh, my. All right, let me read a few of these. We have to go to a break. This person says here, I'm surprised by Hannah Martin because I remember big bad Bradley Roberts disrespecting Italia Johnson when she was speaker, talking about all manner of things. I can't read some of the things they put here. And many, I don't know, maybe they're saying that some people didn't say anything. Okay. A few more of these. There's a lot of these. I won't be able to get to all of these, folks. My thing, I think we read that already. The speaker's understanding of her role is coming over as stunningly superficial, and I'm embarrassed for her. She's unwittingly allowing the system to make a mockery of her. She's demonstrated that she's emotionally unfit for the role. Wow. There's nothing wrong with calling for more decorum, but it is the way you do it. Respect is earned, not given. The speaker has to tone it down some with all the melodrama. Okay.
Maybe she's just following her predecessor's example.
That's definitely not the way to go, many would say. Moultrie got his punishment. Is the current speaker racing to compete with that? Whoa. This one says here, the genderism is becoming ridiculous, and ultimately I feel it seeks to emasculate males and switch traditional roles. You can't have your cake and eat it too. On one hand, women want to command respect and strength like men, and on the other hand, when treated roughly and accordingly, everyone is quick to cry foul. Which one is it? Will the modern female trade in femininity and all of the perks that come with it, or know how to play their role in a world with men? Okay. Interesting. This one says here, the FNM supported Moultrie with his nonsense, and now the PLP is supporting DeVoe with hers. The tit for tat will last another 5 years. This text here, great show as usual. You could imagine it was the end of the month. Oh, no. I wish. Oh, come on now. Hey.
Like you can't have that kind of reaction and then not read the.
No. You know what? I wish I'd read that one a little more carefully before I started to do it. That's ridiculous, and you should be ashamed for even texting that. Come on.
Okay.
Oh dear Lord. Anyway, the speaker's mannerisms when she's scolding is like a hard-working mother growling, I guess, about not washing the dishes. Well, okay. This one
do they offer training? Is there training involved with being a speaker? Like, are you given I don't know, rules? Someone sits down and says, this is what's expected of you. This is how you should conduct yourself to remain neutral. Is there some sort of training? Right, you are silent.
I mean, I think they have a couple, like the first day, maybe. I'm not sure. But I mean, does it look like they do?
I don't want to go with how it looks. I'm trying to find out if there is actual training that you go through before Parliament opens officially.
And many feel that they have to
be governed by.
Oh, okay.
You know, these are the parameters in which you should work. But then yet again, here goes the other thing. The Speaker of the House comes from the governing party. Already, even if there is no bias, there's going to be a perception of bias.
Yeah. Hey, and many are saying that they're there to blaze their own trail, and so I don't know if they'll even follow the rules entirely. They will want to stand out and make their mark. Often we see that type of.
But
stance.
Unfortunately, when it comes to making the mark, the speaker's mark is never a good one. You know what I mean? It's always something like this.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, Moultrie was trying. He was trying to change some of the rules and wanted some things done, but parts were overshadowing, I guess, the change that he wanted to make, unfortunately.
Yeah, because I'm still stuck with the war thing.
Yeah, there are a lot of things that he said that were head scratchers, But he did want to make some significant changes and didn't get a chance to do that. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, we're going to get some details about what's left in this Disability Awareness Week. And we've got the Bahamas COVID vaccination raffle drawing and then Morning Blend Business with the Success Summit. A lot more Morning Blend to come. Stay with us.
Yes, but people are sugarless when they don't want to buy.
To win a relay, each team member must do his or her part in the race. If one member drops the baton, it impacts all of us. Across all ages, genders, abilities, nationalities, cultures, or religions, we are all on the same team, and we all have a role to play in getting to the finish line to win the race against COVID-19. Don't drop the baton on safety. Wear your mask over your mouth and nose. Keep at least 3 feet distance from others. Do not touch your face. And wash or sanitize your hands often. Together, we will win. This message is brought to you by the PAHO WHO Bahamas and Turks and Caicos Country Office, the Ministry of Health, and the Healthy Bahamas Coalition.
We are working to protect our country, our people, and our livelihoods so that we can move forward. The vaccine is safe. The vaccine is easy. That's essential for our recovery. If we want to rebuild our economy, if we want to get back to our jobs, if we want to get back to our lives, our families, we must do this together.
Janae's Christmas Wonderland is open under the Big Tent. Get 20 to 50% off selected Christmas decorations. Restrictions apply. Trees in pink, frosted green or white in a variety of sizes. LED and laser lights, a large variety of tree ornaments. Lighted angels, Santa tree toppers, bright and lively colored Christmas balls. Garlands, wreaths, red and white stringed cranberry. Tree skirts, stockings, and lots more. Add flowers, picks, and decorative mesh to brighten up your home or office this holiday season. And don't forget the toys at Janae's Chesapeake Road. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Janae's Limited. WhatsApp 817-3295.
It's a different kind of Christmas, but everything is here.
Yes, everything is here at Shop Smart Department Stores. 2 locations just for you. One on Mackey Street next to Army Plaza. Come on down. Everything is here.
And Shop Smart. And Shop Smart. And Shop Smart. Oh, everything is here.
RBC has been growing with the Bahamas for over 110 years. We are committed to deepening our relationship with existing clients and forging new ones in the future. With investments in youth, education, and environmental initiatives, we're dedicated to helping you and our communities grow.
We're here to help you flourish. We're RBC.
RBC Royal Bank.
This is Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Civil servants, let's go!
And we are back here with Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan along with Laverne Gardner. And as we told you last week, it is Disability Awareness Week this weekend, winding the week down. And here they're back with us to give us an update on what's going to be happening for the next the final few days. We're very pleased to welcome back to the show Kendrick Roll and Riviana Smith. Great to have you back with us. How's the week been going so far?
Good morning, Dwight. Oh, the week has been going awesome. I am so surprised to see the growth of the reception from the general public in participating in Disability Awareness Week over the past few years. So, we've been having a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful time as we reach our peak events and get ready to close out the week.
Okay, tell us about those. We have a few more minutes, but tell us about those peak events and what's going to be happening over the next few days.
Okay, is Riviana on? Because she'll tell you about her Friday night event.
Hi,
Riviana?
can you?
Yes, definitely.
Good morning, Dwight. How are you?
Doing well. Good to be talking with you again.
Oh yeah, I know, right? It's on for tomorrow night. Listen, it's going down tomorrow. Everything is already in order. Everything is already in place. We're just waiting to see. Dwight, I hope you can come down there tomorrow.
Tell us about it. What's going to be happening? Where? When? Give us all the details.
Good. So we're going to be at the National Art Gallery tomorrow. We're starting at 7:30 with music, and we're going to start the program exactly 7:30. Like I said before, we want it to be short, sweet, and spicy. So when you come at 7:30, the program starts. We're going to have the blessing of food, the prayer, the little greetings and all of that. We have a special greeting coming out tomorrow night by a very important person with disability. I can't wait to hear his story. And then we're going to go into showtime. My God, when I say showtime, it's all about showtime. It is done like no other way. We have persons with disability integrated with the able bodies. We're going to put on a show tomorrow for whoever is in the National Art Gallery. We're going to dig up the place, and then they're going to have to call Waterworks or Land and Survey or whoever to put it back in order. But we are so set to go. Listen, and Dwight, for me, I am so excited about the Icon Awards. For me, I've been now with the training center for like about 24, 25 years. And to see we are finally honoring persons who would have been laboring among us, whether you have a disability or working with persons with disability, while we are honoring certain, and we start out tomorrow as our first annual Icon Award. So that is exciting for me. And so we're looking forward to a wonderful time. We still have a few more tickets left. It's $40, and you can get it right at the training center for the disabled. The reason why we are doing that, because we want, when you come in and you spend your $40, you can actually see where your money is going. All of our products are there. Some of our student and work is there. So you actually see that it's good soil that you are seeding your funds into. And so it starts tomorrow at 7. We have the best DJ in town who's going to be there. His Slick Vic. We get the best band in town. That's Motion Band. And listen, they put on down rehearsal last night, right? I feel like now I'm like dancing. Woo!
Oh, wow.
And then with our persons with disability, my students, they so excited. Listen here, Jesus, good Lord, is going down tomorrow. And then the food is on point. To drinks, listen, we get drinks for whatever your taste bud is. We get the red wine, the white wine, the blue wine, the purple wine. We get the fruit punch. We get it all going down tomorrow, Dwight.
Okay.
Dwight, I think I need to make a trip.
Are you prepared for that level of energy, Laverne?
I don't know. I got to raise my energy level, but this sounds exciting. And so
I'm telling you, and guess what?
Because your tickets, you need to go and get it.
Exactly. That's right. Because of COVID, our COVID protocols is very strict. We're enforcing that. So we are social distancing. Because of COVID, it means our expenses has gone up because we have to provide more tables, more chairs. But that's what it's all about. Coming out, just having a wonderful time with us and just doing a double whammy. Not only are you supporting persons with disability, but you're enjoying yourself and you're getting your money's worth and more. Tell me, where can you go? Pay $40, eat all you can eat, and drink all you can drink, and dance all you can dance for $40.
Wow. Can't think of any place. All right, okay. So we got about a minute left. Kendrick, tell us some more about what else is going to be happening after this. I mean, after the event that Riviana is talking about, I think everyone's going to be
I guess
exhausted.
But Saturday is the family fun day. We'll be at the Western Esplanade from 12 noon all day. Family fun, food, each treat, sweets, games, entertainment, activity, all highlighting persons with disabilities. It will head into the rally concert at 6 p.m., followed by a live Bahamian concert and then a drive-in movie right there at the Western Esplanade. It is all free. The entertainment is free, but we invite the public to come out, spend a few bucks with the organizations for persons with disabilities, and enjoy all the fun-filled entertainment. And there's a special surprise going on there tomorrow, but I don't think we have time. But you just come on out and see what's happening. And so the week with us as we celebrate our 12th annual Disability Awareness Week, as we are determined to spread disability pride nationwide.
Yes, absolutely. And to both of you, keep up the great work that you're doing. Kendrick
Thank you.
and Riviana Smith, we're going to try to bottle some of that energy.
Oh,
and,
yes.
It's going to be, I don't know if there's a bottle big enough, but thank you so much. Really appreciate it. And,
Thank you.
Again, happy Disability Awareness Week. All right,
Yes.
we're going to break for news and be back with more. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Stay with us.
What I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here. You can take a break. I'm a hot air.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
This is the Guardian News Network update on the hour. Hello, everyone. I'm Charlene Ferguson. Former executive chairman at the Bahamas Parks, and he never acted recklessly or unilaterally with regard to the contracts issued on his watch. That after Prime Minister Philip Davis earlier this week called the authorities' pre-election spending reckless and irresponsible. Cartwright maintained in Parliament yesterday that proper procurement procedures were followed in the issuing of those contracts and that the spending benefited thousands of ordinary Bahamians.
This member never operated in a silo, never was an island unto myself. At no time did I or the authority take any unilateral or arbitrary approach in securing additional funds. It just doesn't work that way. No one just picks up funds from finance or from Treasury. We followed the process.
The authority's newly installed executive chairman, Mikkel Barnaby, says those contracts will be reviewed by the new board. With some 20,000 doses of J&J COVID-19 vaccine set to expire by the end of the year, former Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis is recommending government consider exchanging those doses with another country for doses with an extended expiration date. He told the Nassau Guardian discarding the vaccines would send a terrible message to the international community, which is monitoring our vaccine rates, and possibly make it difficult for us to receive vaccines moving forward. Health and Wellness Minister Dr. Michael Darville has said public interest in the single-dose vaccine diminished after the Pfizer vaccine was introduced. And 6 deaths previously under investigation have now been confirmed as COVID-related. Data from the Ministry of Health identifies the victims as 3 women and 3 men between the ages of 50 and 85, all residents of New Providence who died between August 26 and September 12 this year. The reclassification now pushes total COVID-19 related deaths to 677. That's what's making headlines at this hour. Stay with us. AP Up.
Good morning, I'm Ed Donahue with an AP News Minute. The committee looking into the January Capitol riot voted on whether to pursue contempt charges against former Justice Department official Jeffrey Clark.
There are 9 ayes and 0 noes.
The motion is agreed to.
Clark refused to answer the committee's questions. He's being given a second chance. Wyoming's Liz Cheney is one of the Republicans on the committee.
President Trump continues to make the same false claims about a stolen election with which he has misled millions of Americans. These are the same claims he knows provoked violence in the past.
Donald Trump has sued to block the committee's work and has attempted to assert executive privilege over documents and interviews, arguing his private conversations and actions at the time should be shielded from public view, as the current office holder, President Biden, has so far rejected Trump's claims. I'm Ed Donahue.
Listeners, Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan along with Laverne Gardner. And that music means it's time for the Bahamas COVID vaccination raffle drawing for today. We're giving away two wonderful prizes to two people who have registered on vaxbahamas.com. And to register, all you need to do is be vaccinated against COVID-19 or partially vaccinated. And that's it. Register. It doesn't take long. How long did it take you, Laverne? Is Laverne there?
I'm here.
I know it's a sore subject for you since you haven't won yet.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
You remember how long it took you to register? It wasn't
minutes.
Right, exactly. So
Minutes.
Pretty simple. Pretty simple.
Yeah, it is very simple.
Yeah. All right. So the prizes today, these are great ones. We've got a $50 gift certificate from John Bull and 4 bottles of Smirnoff. 4 bottles of Smirnoff. So that's great stuff there. All right. So let's give away the 4 bottles of Smirnoff. The winner of the 4 bottles of Smirnoff, Deborah Patrice Taylor. Deborah Patrice Taylor, you've won 4 bottles of Smirnoff. Congratulations. Have a great time with that, maybe this weekend. And our partners at the U.S. Embassy will be in contact with you and tell you how to collect your prizes. So let's do the $50 John Bull gift certificate. $50 John Bull gift certificate. The winner is Gina Roberts. Gina Roberts, Gena Roberts. You won her $50. Congratulations to both our winners. And yeah, great stuff. Remember, you can be a part of this. I could call your name tomorrow, maybe, if you register vaxbahamas.com. And that's it for the Bahamas COVID vaccination raffle for today. Let's get ready for Morning Blend Business.
It's a celebration. Celebrate good times. Come on. Let's celebrate. Come on now. Celebrate good times. Come on. Let's celebrate. We're gonna have a good time tonight. Let's celebrate. It's all right. We're gonna have a good time tonight. Let's celebrate. It's all right, baby. We're gonna have a good time tonight. Let's celebrate.
This is Guardian Radio. Up-to-the-minute news, intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversation. 96.9 FM. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning again, and welcome to Morning Blend Business on this Thursday, December 2nd, 2021. Welcome back to our Morning Blend listeners. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan along with Laverne Gardner. And this morning, we are talking about Success Summit 2021. It's here. It begins tomorrow for the next 2 days. It's the 5th annual Success Summit 2021, and founder Hubert Edwards is here along with Carlos Palacios. Gentlemen, great to have you back with us. Good morning again. Welcome.
Good morning, Dwight. Pleasure to be here also. Please.
Pleasure to be with you and your audience. Good morning.
Thank you. All right. It is our pleasure to have you. All right. So, Hubert, this has been an amazing event for these 5 years. Tell us about it, though, how it came about and why you felt it with us.
Well, we started this with a conversation, and the conversation was around how do we put together a function which would draw significantly on local talent, and it needed to be big enough. We had a conversation with a lady who passed now, Michelle Miller, and she was an integral part of this inspiration. And, we were saying, we should have a big function every single year, and we should bring, have persons like Les Brown, and we would have individuals like Carlos Palacios and many other persons speak beside them. And, we know that that proposition involves a lot of money when you have big speakers like Les Brown and so on. And, the idea then morphed to, why can't we do it? Why can't we put on a program where we draw significantly from persons within the Bahamas? And as you look across the lineup for this year, you would see that there is a significant blend, and the majority of the persons are from here in the Bahamas. And we kind of start to spread this out, and we spread it out and bring in some persons from Jamaica, bringing in from the United States, and we are this year as far away as Africa. But the fundamental for this, Dwight, is really seeking to help other persons in order to bring individuals who have had some experience, who have done some things, who have been successful in different areas, who have achieved something tangible in their life, and put them in front of them and say to them, speak to these individuals and encourage them and inspire them and help them to become better. At the end of the day, what we're seeking to do is to serve others and make sure that persons see living live examples of what is possible for them.
All right, so I want to talk about the conference and what we can expect, but we know the main focus is leadership and success in leadership. Let's talk about that. For years now, we've been talking about what appears to be a leadership crisis in the country, and that perhaps the people who would make the best leaders are not rising to leadership positions in the country. Do you see that as the case? And let's expand on what it takes to be a great leader.
Well, one of the issues in the Bahamas is this: when we talk about leader or leadership, we automatically default to political leadership. And consequently, we make this argument that there is a deficit of leadership in the country. And that's not the case. That's absolutely not true. There may be some challenges at certain places. And in some instances, the leadership at the national level happens in a fishbowl and use the flaws. In many instances, these take place elsewhere. Now, is there a question that we need to improve in certain areas? Most definitely. There are certain things that we need to improve on. There is a sense that at all points in time, the leadership at the national level may not necessarily be cluing into the fundamental needs of the wider citizenry. There's also the tension between party and country, because at the end of the day, the party needs to win. And so those are some of the vagaries that comes with political leadership. But, when you look around the Bahamas, Dwight, you see a multiplicity of individuals, male, female, young and old, who are doing significant things in the area of leadership. They're growing themselves, they're growing their organization, they're helping other persons to grow. But we believe that and this is maybe one of the greatest function of the summit. If we can get hold of persons like those, if they're willing to participate with us, then we can hold them up as examples so that more persons can grow in that direction. We have a great example right here, Carlos Palacios. He's a great leader, he's a young man, but he's doing great things within the country. And so yes, to the political side and say, there's a limitation. But again, I think we have to cast our nets wider when we talk about leadership.
Yeah. Carlos, what are your views on that? I'm sure you've heard it as well. And is Hubert right that too many of us are focusing, when we say those type things, on politics, but not looking at the bigger picture?
Hey, Dwight, morning, and thanks again for the invite. Congrats, of course, to Hubert and the entire team for sticking through with this very notable and critical summit, even through the pandemic, etc. He's continued to mobilize and push and be able to just try to bring more positivity into our atmosphere and into what it takes to be a part of this global diaspora that we are. So I just want to start by saying congrats, and obviously it's a pleasure to be here to just talk about this. Leaders, I don't think there's any void of leaders. I think the visibility of leadership is the challenge. And so the visibility means that people in their homes who are just finding a way to balance between the pressures of work, the pressures of COVID, and the pressures of, let's say, raising a child and paying bills, they are leaders. So I think we also have to get or readjust our approach to what leadership is. Let's remember the family is still the foundation of society's leaders. And those who are in those roles and who continuously, no matter what the makeup of that family is, who continuously instill the values that our culture considers to be paramount, who look to help others to live by certain golden rules, which are independent of religion, do unto others and things like that. Those are the persons in our country who are helping to set the foundation of leadership. And they're everywhere, just to be very, very clear. I think now when we look at the upper echelons of leadership, the ones who you see on TV, the famous ones like the Dwights and the Hubert Edwards, those ones who
One of
are
those
out
names is right.
who are out in the media, etc. Then I think sometimes because the higher you rise, the easier it is to be a target, that oftentimes leaders are attacked, right? For different reasons. It can be political, it can be religious, etc. Because with leadership comes the view of power. And with the desire for power, oftentimes comes the challenge of maintaining it. So I think once we get back to the fundamental foundation of how do we align our personal value system with those of our nation, and we build from our foundation up, then those who rise up to the highest levels will have the strength to be able to overcome.
Mm-hmm. Wow. And rightfully so, I guess. People are saying we're seeing a dearth of, and this might be at the political level as well, again, of women rising to leadership positions. Of course, others will say, well, that's not the case in my sector, in my industry. But there's still a perception that there's a glass ceiling for certain people in our society. What's your take on that?
Sure, Dwight. So I'll give you an example. I mean, one of the projects and the companies we started in COVID was Eden Farms. And Eden Farms is a hydroponic containerized farming company that services specialty herbs, et cetera, 24/7 to the community to bring and hopefully to start to kickstart the food security conversation. And all of our team members who run those farms are women. They're all also under 30. To put it into perspective. So we're young women, the farm manager, the farm assistants, all women. Mm-hmm. So for those who say that farming, right, what other industry could you imagine other than maybe construction would you expect to be all women, right? Mm-hmm. But the point is, when there's a will, there's a way. And when we're intentional, I'm a girl dad, actually. So when I had my daughter who was 4, was actually sitting right next to me right now while I'm talking about this. When she was born, I realized the need to bring being intentional about equality. And I think that's across the board. And so I think that there's definitely the opportunity to have the conversation. We have to continuously do it. And women are stepping up in terms of leadership, and the doors are opening even greater than before. And I think there's the cultural shift of understanding that one day we're going to have a female prime minister. It might be a president if we're a republic,
president,
right? Yeah. Might be. Mm-hmm. But I think we're going in the right direction. Mm-hmm. So we just have to continue to be intentional.
Yeah.
Do you think, Carlos or Hubert, do you think that this summit then offers a greater opportunity for people to understand leadership? Because we tend, like Hubert said, to look at leadership through a political lens. So now here we have this summit whereby there are people who have no desire to be in politics, but they are leading anyway. And so does this summit now offer the opportunity for us to broaden as a community, to broaden our perspective when we think about leadership?
Laverne, I think that's a fantastic question. A lot of things that we do in life, we do it without awareness. And awareness, you start to unfold and unwrap a particular issue, and it becomes that much clearer to you, and then it becomes easier for you to present to others and present to the world. When we talk about leadership and really from the impact of the summit, the first and foremost thing that we want individuals to understand that the greatest level of leadership is self-leadership. You cannot, you will not, you just simply do not have the ability to do anything great until you move yourself, until you get to the place where you would have poured into you would have, Carlos used the word intentional. Intentionality, that's exactly it. But when you understand that you must first lead yourself in order to grow, and that is leadership. And then when you think about the fact that, hey, if I am going to serve a particular objective, then I have to serve people. And it's part and parcel of what we do on a daily basis, whether, as Carlos indicated, as a parent, I have two daughters and a son. And, those things create a level of awareness. It gives you perspective, and you start to think about where are your daughters going to end up in the world? Why are some of the things which you take for granted, why you need to change different? Why is it that, now that my elder daughter is a young adult and my others are late teenagers, how do I become an individual who facilitate the transition, the growth and the development of other persons, of young people? And so I truly believe that when persons consume the information coming out of this conference and our focus on leadership and the focus on the individuals who have done significant things, and we style it as success. But when you understand that it was first through their self-leadership which got them to this point and give them the ability to be standing before you to achieve the things that they have achieved, then all of a sudden leadership takes on a different perspective, and in my view takes on the right perspective, because at every turn we have huge opportunities to be leaders, whether it's in one-on-one or whether we are in formal situations. Leadership is the fundamental thing which moves the entire world.
We mentioned it. This is the 5th year, and have you seen any changes in our perception as a community, as a society, about leadership? What's changed since you started the conference?
That's a tall order to say, what exactly did the Success Summit done? I can say...
Well, that too, but not necessarily specifically the summit, but just in general. I do want to find out as well, but in general, what are you noticing trends in terms of how we perceive leadership?
Well, certainly there is, and again, maybe we have to look at the national level, but certainly when you look across the board, I would see that there's a greater diversification in leadership. We just saw yesterday there was an announcement of the first female president of Commonwealth Bank, Ms. Denise Turnquist. Congratulations to her. And so there's a shift. I believe, Dwight, over the last 3 or so years, and certainly this COVID lockdown may have done something to us. But I have seen an upspring where individuals seem to be focusing more on how they develop themselves, how they are going to do things to make themselves better. They're focusing on their organization, how they're coping in a very dynamic and disruptive environment. And as a result of that, I think that is forcing the best out of us for those individuals who are looking in that direction. If you look across the political landscape, you would see a number of younger individuals who have emerged, and there is a sense that there is a generational shift taking place. You've seen persons coming through on the entrepreneurial level. Carlos Palacios, I can mention Carlos Macchio, one of my colleagues. We see many individuals doing fantastic things. We see coming through the SBDC, a number of young entrepreneurs as a result of what's happening. And these individuals are emerging as leaders within the society. And I would think that if this trend continues, there's fertile ground for the next year to 5 years where you're going to see a massive shift. Myself and Carlos would have exchanged discussions early in this COVID crisis. And he would have said to me, this is going to be one of the greatest shifts, or this is one of the greatest shifts in our lifetime. And I believe that it's not going to just affect economics. It's also going to affect areas of leadership, the way we interact with people, the way we see technology and use technology, and a whole range of things like that. So I believe there is a positive movement in that regard.
Wow, wonderful. All right. Let's take a break. When we come back, we're going to get some details about what we can expect with the summit and what you all are going to be speaking about and some of the other speakers and how we can be involved, how we can be a part of Success Summit 2021. We're going to get to that after the break. This is Morning Blend Business on Guardian Radio 96.9. We're talking with Hubert Edwards and Carlos Palacios. Stay with us. We'll be back.
At Fidelity, the holidays are all about spending time with loved ones and being thankful for the little in life. Worrying about bills should be the last thing on your mind, especially during the holidays. Let Fidelity help you get your bills under control. Fidelity can also get you started with a real savings plan that actually pays you interest. The only thing you need to think about is what you will do with the savings in your pocket this Christmas. Now that's what I'm talking about. Fidelity Bank is here for you this holiday season because you are family, and family is important to us.
Girl, you see how Cora eye look funny, all black up yesterday?
But she say she bumped into a wall when she's running after the churn dam.
Yeah, but last Saturday, you see her arm was all black and blue, right?
What you saying? You think something wrong between her and Jack?
I ain't sure, but you know Jack is a jealous man. I hear him and Cora last Friday. I hear him say he hear Cora have eyes for Junior.
Now you know that ain't true. Cora is a good woman, does mind her business, take care of them churn, and go to church every Sunday. So what you think we should do?
I think we should report Jack, you know. Cora don't say nothing, but silence hides violence, and we don't want to line up in the cemetery.
Not me. I ain't getting in nobody business. Then Jack come after me and I land up next to Cora.
No, man, we could call a text Crime Stopper. And remember, we can even get some grocery money for our tip.
Remind me again, how does this work?
We can call them in Miami at 328-TIPS or 328-8477. Or when we in the island, call toll free at 300-TIPS or 300-8477. And if you don't have no minutes, use the Crack Crime Bahamas app and we could text them. And the messages get all mixed up before it leave your phone so nobody can know what you saying.
So what we waiting on then? Let's go earn some grocery money.
This traffic report is brought to you by Shield Insurance and Prudential Loss Adjusters.
On a look at traffic now, the morning commute is in full effect. We can see crowded streets just about everywhere. Southwest gateways, foregone conclusion. Lengthy traffic line leading up Gladstone Road. Dual highway lanes on Samalabala Highway. Surprisingly, not as bad as they would normally be at this hour. Even though you do have a hefty traffic line there, it is a bit more shortened than expected, but pretty good. Even without the help of Tony Sweeney West lanes this morning. And getting out of Carmichael Road, your lengthy traffic line is there, but it is moving. Getting out there onto Blue Hill Road and getting over Blue Hill Road a little bit slow, but it is happening. The slowness, of course, is due to the fact that the west lane traffic on Independence Drive going into the Blue Hill Road roundabout, helping to slow that roundabout down for traffic getting out. But they are doing so. East lane on that same Independence Drive was also headed into the East Street roundabout, which slows that area down. So the traffic coming out of the south on East Street, getting across Robinson Road, but once you do that, the ride into the city from there is pretty good. Soldier Road quite busy, school run this morning. So from East Street, passing Kennedy Sub, going past Abundant Life and Old Trail area, it's that morning busy traffic flow over there. It's not hanging up, mind you, but you will slow down because of the amount of traffic going back and forth there. Marathon Road into Wolf Road and Soldier Road into the Wolf Village and Bunter Road intersection. You'll get engaged in your stop and go action to get through there. Even though Shirley Street is in the bumper-to-bumper ride getting downtown, and the ride coming in from the west along West Bay Street has slowed down. Once you get past the Saunders Beach roundabout, the traffic is a bit slower coming into the city. This hour of our Traffic Watch being brought to you by the folks of Garden of Eden up until 3 o'clock in the afternoon. You got delicious Bahamian breakfast all weekend long. Call now to order or get your easy pickup directions at 819-5574. With your Ryan Sky, look at traffic in real time at VANN.
Michael was in a horrible car accident. Prudential Loss Adjusters managed his claim and got him the settlement he deserved. Sierra's roof received hurricane damage. Thanks to Prudential, she and her kids are happy with their claim settlement. Tammy fractured her ankle in a slip and fall. Prudential saved her time, money, and peace of mind. Prudential Loss Adjusters are here for you whenever a tragedy strikes. Call 322-4026 now.
Don't wait for disaster to strike. This hurricane season, be ready. Protect your home with an affordable and comprehensive home insurance policy. Control when nature blows your way, but with Shield Insurance, you can rest easy as you ride out the storm. Protect your largest and most valuable investment. Don't take a chance. Put your home in our hands.
Shield Insurance agents and brokers in Nassau. Call 356-7202 or Freeport 352-5945.
Helping out each other, family and everybody. It's a simple act of kindness with you, me, and RBC.
RBC wants to spread acts of kindness during this festive season. One simple act of kindness for our friends, co-workers, and communities can cause the brightest smile. Help a stranger, give a food basket, or call an elderly person. Share your stories at facebook.com/RBC Caribbean.
Acts of kindness, RBC.
What does Christmas mean to you? What about making a loved one's face smile bright or driving your own car? CIBC First Caribbean gives you up to 100% financing on auto loans. Apply online and let our auto financing take you places this Christmas. Visit CIBCFCIB.com for more information. Terms and conditions apply.
Let me ask you a few questions. What's your name?
Pam.
Beer or wine?
Wine.
Is your money safe?
It's under my bed, so I guess so.
Are you serious?
Yeah, why?
Unless your money is in a bank or credit union that's a member of the Deposit Insurance Corporation, there's no guarantee it's safe.
Yeah, but what if something happens to the bank?
Your Bahamian dollar deposits are insured up to $50,000, so you'd still be ahead. Plus, your mattress might catch fire. Then what?
Man, those banks and credit unions are looking good right about now.
Visit the DIC's website at www.dic.bs. Protection for your money, guaranteed with DIC.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
This report brought to you by CFAL. The construction sector facing a pricing and scheduling nightmare due to global supply chain issues. That's coming from Bahamian Contractors Association President Michael Pratt, who says orders for some materials needed for the construction sector are backed up as much as 6 months. Pratt, speaking during the Councilor's Supply Chain Crunch webinar yesterday, called the global supply chain issue a perfect storm. He said the impact of shipping problems at the Panama Canal, Suez Canal, and ports in the United States are affecting the local construction companies who have been forced to rush contractors to empty shipping containers because of the global shortage of containers and the need for shipping companies to keep their schedules tight. He said previously a contractor could rely on a local shipping company to support a container for 3 to 4 days, but supporting now is only down to 1 day, and it's having an impact on the industry. Read more about his comments in today's Guardian business section. Prices are going up as well as a result of this. One executive saying that these prices have never been this high. The director of merchandising at Cisco Bahamas Food Services, Tiffany Evans, saying, quote, "I have never in all my years in this industry seen prices this high." She says it's difficult to predict when things will get any better. She says that one of the fortunate things is that as a part of a global company, they have their own brand, so they're not feeling the crunch as much as others. But she says the company's had to build inventories of products that have been quite hard to acquire. Again, more on this in today's Guardian business section. Businessman Sebastian has invested $25 million in a new venture called Click Partners LP, which has acquired Aeropost from Membership Warehouse Shopping, promising to bring a new Amazon-like marketplace to the Bahamas and the region in the first quarter of 2022. Aeropost is described as the largest online marketplace in the Caribbean and Central America, with 20 million products already available for purchase. During a press conference yesterday, Aeropost Carmichael Road location, and that's where they had it, Bastian says a new e-commerce platform will be launched early next year and will improve the businesses of retailers in this country who use the Aeropost.com platform as their own online storefront. And the former Lucianos of Chicago on East Bay Street will now be called Crypto Isle and will be the Bahamas' first cryptocurrency and blockchain co-working space. A press statement on the matter released yesterday revealing that Crypto Isle will host a Future of Caribbean Money conference ahead of its formal opening. Crypto Isle will feature oceanfront co-working space with private offices and communal spaces and on-site restaurant, conference room, and members-only lounge. Overseas, OPEC and allied oil-producing countries meeting today under the spiky shadow of a new COVID threat, with uncertainty over the Omicron variant's impact on the global economy and the recovery hanging over the decision on how much oil to pump to a world paying more for gasoline. Officials from OPEC countries led by Saudi Arabia and their allies led by Russia will meet online and decide whether to stick with pre-Omicron or steady, modest monthly increases in oil releases, a pace that's frustrated the United States and other oil-consuming nations as gas prices continue to rise. The other option is to scale back on those planned upticks. The fast mutating variant led countries to impose barriers to travel when it emerged late last week. Americans had been celebrating what seemed to be a nearly normal Thanksgiving after some pandemic restrictions eased. But the price of a barrel of U.S. benchmark crude fell with news of Omicron. It was about $78 a barrel a week ago and was trading at about $67 a barrel Thursday. International benchmark Brent crude followed a similar path, falling from $79 a barrel a week ago to $70 today. And German Chancellor Angela Merkel saying today that people who aren't vaccinated in Germany will be excluded from non-essential stores, cultural and recreational venues, and parliament will aim to curb coronavirus infections that again topped 70,000 newly confirmed cases in a 24-hour period. Speaking after a meeting with federal and state leaders, Merkel saying the measures were necessary in light of concerns that hospitals in Germany could become overloaded with people suffering COVID-19 infections, which are more likely to be serious in those who haven't been vaccinated. Closer to home in your Market Watch, recapping trading on the BISX. From Wednesday, your market movers, Doctors Hospital moving 1,400 shares, closing up 6 cents to $10.06. Focall moving 9,000, down 33 cents to $3.66. Consolidated Water down 5 cents to $2.10. Emira Incorporated down 5 cents to $11.17. The BISX All Share Index closing at 2,134.62, down 14.52. That's your Market Watch. And that is your morning business report brought to you by CFAL, growing wealth for future generations. We're back with Morning Blend Business on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan along with Laverne Gardner. We are talking with Hubert Edwards and Carlos Palacios about Success Summit 2021, which begins tomorrow. And so what can we expect this year? Tell us about the speakers and what we're going to be talking about.
Well, this year, obviously, the one of the major changes that we have done this year is to add a first day, and this is going to be focused on youth. So we are partnering with Dr. Dave Burrows and his High Rise organization, and so we're bringing to you Youth Day. So on the first day, you are going to have individuals like Carlos Palacios, who is going to be a part of a panel with Dr. Burrows. Both of the latter two will be speaking separately. We have two bankers coming in from Jamaica. We'll be speaking virtually from Jamaica, Garfield Morgan and Conroy Ward, who was with me on Erin's show yesterday morning. We have Edda Sutherland from the Bahamas, Nikira Dean from the Bahamas. We have a young man out of Nigeria, Jesse Canada, and educator out of Jamaica, Jasmine Beckford Johnson. And, you know, for the most part, they will be talking to the youths and, you know, seeking to help persons to understand how to grow and develop. So, for example, at the beginning, Dr. Morris is going to be talking about success in 3D. Then we are going to get information from the young man out of Nigeria talking about, you know, transformation against the odds, unleashing your key to success. Carlos is going to share on his keys to my success journey. We will have presentation about thinking differently and also using your talents, using your gifts as a means of transforming yourselves. And one individual is going to be speaking on Renika Carroll is also going to speaking about his success journey. And so, on day one, we expect that, especially the youth, we expect persons in from the various high schools, and we also will be beaming into a number of Jamaican schools. And so we expect that to be a high level of interest, a high level of individuals who have done it practically and getting practical tips and strategies and tools that they can walk away with in order to grow and develop themselves. Especially the young people, most are in high school, some are preteens, some are young adults, and this is a great example for them to sit down and see persons who they can connect with. A person like Carlos Palacios is not too much older than they are, and they can make that connection and see individuals, persons that they can see and touch and meet on a day-to-day basis and see how they would transition their, manage their own success journey. Maybe Carlos should give us a little bit of a teaser on exactly what he will share on day one.
Yes, Carlos, please.
Sure. Thank you, Dwight. Great introduction, Hubert. So I think it's a big part of it is understanding that leadership has many different facets. And a lot of young people just don't know where to really start, right? Like you hear these things like we need to set goals. You need to achieve your dreams. You need to be intentional about how you approach success. But oftentimes it can be overwhelming, to be quite frank. I remember being, I'm 34 now, and I remember seeing very successful people, both in the international space, the local space, and just saying, wow, they're amazing. Like, how could they do these things? And it just seems that sometimes we forget our own journey and the many steps and the many small incremental things that we had to do to get to where we are. And so my talk will be sort of taking a step back, and it will be looking at where does leadership really begin and how do you get going if you've never had a coach, you've never had a mentor, you've never been a part of a program, maybe like Toastmasters or Kiwanis or Rotary, but where do you just start, right? And so we'll look at the small steps, because just like, let's say, a weight loss journey, if you want to lose 50 pounds, you're not just going to show up and be at the gym and be hitting it from day one. You have to just start with the small steps. And so that's what we will be talking about. And, through at Braun, we do internship programs. We take about a dozen interns on a year. And so we get a chance to just get the perspective on what is a 16, 17, 18, 19-year-old currently dealing with. And we know that the world is a challenging place. We know that COVID has been extremely challenging. What we often, I think, overlook is the fact that we've lost a lot of social areas to grow and connect, which means now, if you're in front of your computer all day or Zoom, even for school, it's now more important than ever for us to reach out, because those areas where people would naturally mix anytime soon. So we'll look at the small steps and we'll build from there.
Yeah, wow, it's going to be powerful. Laverne, you were about to say something?
Yeah. And so,
okay.
Maybe so on day two. So once we get past,
and this is the first time you're doing it 2-day. Is that right?
This is the first time we're doing it 2-day. We are always looking for ways to grow. We outline at the beginning that this will become a signature event. It will become a regional event. And so, you have to experience growth. As Carlos just indicated to you, right? How do you get to that point of success? That's a big old vision. We want to impact the Bahamas. We want to impact the region. We want to impact the world. But how do we get that? We have to move incrementally. So every single year, we have to look and we have to ask the question, what did you do last year? How can you get better? And what improvements can you make? So on day two, we have the bulk of the presentation. We have presenters in the person of Jeffrey Beckers. We know him right here in the Bahamas. We have a Valerie Grant, who is a technology entrepreneur coming in. Dr. Lakem Samaj, a quantum psychologist. We have Ms. who is an educator. We also have the CEO of Rev, who will be speaking to us, Franklin Butler, Kaylee Newton out of Grand Bahama, Mr. Alex Ayama out of Canada. We have another individual she's originally from Jamaica, but she lived in the United States, Gail Sweeney, and Alfred Thomas from Jamaica. And a lot of these persons are going to bring their background, very diverse background, education, psychology, finance, and they're coming to bring significant information to us. Additionally, we have Troy Strawn, Simone Bowe, and Ahmad Thompson from the Bahamas. We also have Mr. Palacious's wife, Anastasia Palacios, who is going to bring something very unique to, especially in these days when we have lots of persons who are using technology. We are in front of Zoom, we are in front of YouTube, we are trying to put out content. She is going to present to us, how do you use that? How do you deliver with confidence in front of the screen? And how do you use that from a perspective of actually making money and creating a legacy and having impact? And then we have Miss Victoria Mullins from the Bahamas here, and Cheryl Bazard. And finally, we will have the president-elect for Toastmasters International, Mr. Matt Kinsey. He was with us last year, and he is with us again this year. So next year, he is going to be the president over all the world, all Toastmasters, and a privilege. We're totally humbled to be able to have an individual like this and to host him. And he is already committed for next year. So, I think we are doing something that some persons believe in, and, we want to continue to do this, and we want to continue to impact person locally. We want to have the ability to bring these things together. Dwight, when I look around and I ask myself, what is it that I have to offer? And it really comes down to the fact that if I ask a Carlos Palacios, if I ask a Dwight, if I ask a Matt Kinsey, will you be a part of this? More often than not, the answer is going to be yes, if it can be done. And so I want to use that ability that I have to bring people together, to put them in front of individuals so that others can grow and develop and enjoy the type of success. But also importantly, going back to what Carlos said, to really unfold this thing of what success means, because there's a lot of complexity. And if we can help persons to simplify that process and to make their journey easier, more persons are going to emerge, in a more fulfilled way and start their growth journey in a more significant manner.
Yeah. Wow. So how do we be part of Organic last year for some changes? Is that spilling over into 2021? What's changed and what do we need to know?
So this year we're largely hybrid. We will be broadcasting from Bahamas from Faith Ministries. And so if persons want to turn up there, we have accommodation that we can take quite a bit of individuals, of course, with proper social distancing. But for the most part, the consumption is going to be via Zoom. We'll also be streaming to YouTube and Facebook, so you can consume it in that way. But we would love for persons to register, to be on the Zoom, and if you so desire, be in the room to help with the energy and to be able to speak to individuals. Again, we are going to be observing all of the protocols if you turn up at BFM. To register, you need to go to nlsolutionsbahamas.com. That's nlsolutionsbahamas.com. You will find a link for the registration, and go ahead and register on Zoom. And certainly you want to check out our social media. Check out Hubert Edwards on Facebook or on LinkedIn or any other number of platforms where we have postings and the links are there and available. So one person's to swim, Dwight, and let me pause here to say thank you to all of the individuals who have agreed to be a part of this. Thanks to Carlos and all of the other persons who have been turning up with us on these various radio programs. We want to thank our co-host, Shervis Brown. We certainly want to thank all our sponsors, Doctors Hospital. We certainly want to thank Guardian Radio, who has been a significant media partner with us from the beginning, Rev, Island Pay, TCL, Automotive Options, the New Providence College Park, Genesis Now Summit, of course, Barlow's Jerk, and Next Level Solution. have all been part and parcel of this, and we have also another sponsor in Money Max. So I want to thank everyone who has helped with this and helped to bring us to this point, and we look forward to doing this, having a wonderful summit, having a wonderful year, and then go right back into planning for number 6.
Yeah. You talk about registration. Is there a cost to be a part of this wonderful event?
There's no cost. Well, last year,
What?
There's absolutely no cost, and I think this is a great value proposition in the quality of the speakers and the presenters and what we have put together. But COVID has shoved us into this era, and we are, that's why we're so thankful and totally indebted to the partners to allow us to do this. A very important aspect of the summit, Dwight, is going to be our presentation to our scholars. We have 5 scholarship grants, which we'll be giving out this year. And we also will be honoring 6 individuals for leadership: Miss Tanya Grant, Miss Evelyn Kassar, Mr. Keith Major, and Dr. Dave Borers will receive the Dr. Miles Monroe Memorial Award for Leadership Excellence. And then we will be honoring Mr. Clement Foster and Mr. Patrick Annan, who will receive the inaugural Marcus Garvey Dr. Robert Love Leadership Award for Excellence. And so we are really, really pleased with how this is going and what we've been able to do this year. And so we look forward to everyone joining us and celebrating with us, especially with the students in their Scholastics Award and so on. Let's come out and support everybody.
This is amazing. There's a lot, and there's a lot going to be going on for the 2 days. Again, the times, how to register, and what we all need to do to be a part of this. Again, as you say, amazingly free event.
Yes. We start at 8 o'clock. We start at 8 o'clock on the first day, and we finish at 2. On the second day, we start at 8 o'clock, and we finish at 4. And when we say 8 o'clock, we mean 8 o'clock. We will start with music and videos, and the first speaker will start speaking at 9 a.m. sharp on both days. 9 a.m. on the first day and 8:30 a.m. on the second day. And we will go right through until 4 o'clock. Everything will be on time. The presentations are short. At maximum, 1 or 2 persons are doing 30 minutes. For the most part, they're 20 and 25 minutes. So it's going to be enjoyable. So one person to come out. Again, register nlsolutionsbahamas.com, nlsolutionsbahamas.com, and register. And, I just have to leave some time so that Carlos Palacios have the final word.
Okay. Very generous man there, Carlos.
Thanks so much, Dwight. Yes, join us tomorrow and Saturday. It'll be an outstanding opportunity to just get some fresh perspective. You can see that a lot of time and effort has gone into it. If you've attended any previous Success Summits, you know the caliber of what you can expect. And if you haven't, and you see the desire to be better, to improve certain aspects of your life, to make a difference, whether it's in your household, in your business, in your community, then join us. These types of events are put on by teams who really have a desire to just leave a footprint and an imprint that will hopefully bring us all better, leave us all better. So join us, and we look forward to having you. Thank you.
Wonderful stuff. Hubert, I actually want to give you the final word. I have 30 seconds, but I want to ask you, so what's next for a Success Summit? What can we expect next year, and as you make your way toward year 10?
Next year, there will be Success Summit Jamaica. I'm saying that big and bold. There we will seek to incorporate more individuals from the Caribbean. As you notice, we started out with a bulk of persons within the Bahamas. We have now incorporated a significant amount of persons from Jamaica. And we are looking to incorporate more persons from Trinidad, Barbados, Guyana, Cayman. And so that's where we're going. And obviously, as we work on the scholarships, what we're looking to do is to get a little bit more substantial as we get support, where we can walk with a couple of students. At this moment, we are giving grants. We want to get to the place where we are actually giving scholarships for maybe high school, and eventually we can get at least one person. So, as I call it, maybe potentially a full ride. That's kind of the dream, and it emanates from where I was, Dwight. I had to do it the hard way. If I can help one other person to do it differently, then certainly that's something that we want to contribute. And with the good help of persons like Carlos Palacios and all of the individuals who have been with us over the years, over 50 presenters in 5 years, I think that is significant. And so we want to continue to grow and develop and make this a signature event from here in the Bahamas going out to the world. The world has always been coming to us. It's time for us to start here and go out to the world, be truly global.
As you said, we've got the talent here. So, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It sounds wonderful. Thank you so much for this, Hubert Edwards and Carlos Palacios. Looking forward to the contributions on December 3rd and 4th with Success Summit 2021. Thank you again.
Thank you so much for having us. It was a pleasure.
Thank you very much, Dwight. Take care, everyone. It's always a pleasure.
Have a great day.
Laverne, thank you. Thank you very much. I'll talk with you again next week.
Yes, always a pleasure.
And I'll be back tomorrow morning with more Morning Blend and Morning Blend Business right here on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan, have a great one. Stay tuned for On the Clock with Aaron Green coming up next.